November has been a challenging month for West Virginia, but the bowl-bound Mountaineers hope to recharge against Iowa State. Paul Rhodes and his Cyclones are desperate for a Big 12 conference win. And what better time than today on their home field in Ames.
Big welcome to the Ford Fox Sports 1 college football pregame, sponsored by the Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. A happy Thanksgiving weekend to you, and from the Big 12, it's West Virginia and Iowa State here on Fox Sports 1. And hi, everyone. Craig Bullerjack. He's Ryan Neese. Glad to have you alongside the first of 3 games here on Fox Sports 1. Clint Trickett concussed last week, Ryan, against Kansas State. He will not play today. The sophomore Skylar Howard will take the snaps, and his job is very simple. Get the football to his 2 big play receivers on the outside.
And if I'm Howard and I'm getting my first start, I'm throwing to my star wide receivers on the outside. Mario Alford and Kevin White. This dynamic duo has carved up defenses all year long. They have over 2,000 yards combined. Mario Alford, he's a burner. He'll flat run by any DB out there. And then Kevin White, he is a special talent. An elite wide receiver with all the tools that you want. He's physical. He's fast. He's very strong, and he will go and attack the football. And what makes him so special, he's uber competitive. On the other side of the ball, the Cyclones have E.J. Bibbs, the best tight end in the Big 12. He's a little banged up, but if he goes today, he has over 7 touchdowns in the last 6 games. He's a threat in the red zone.
Today marks the final home game for 17 seniors. It will be a day of memories, a day full of emotion that will surely find its way into Jack Trice Stadium. West Virginia, Iowa State, next on Fox Sports 1.
Fox Sports 1 college football is presented by Kay Jewelers. Welcome back to Ames, Iowa. Let's welcome Julie Stewart-Binks to our broadcast. She's with West Virginia head coach Dana Holgerson.
Coach, Skylar Howard is starting at quarterback today. How does that alter your offensive scheme?
Well, I don't think it's going to alter us too much. You know, he's got a lot of reps with the first team for the first time all year, executed pretty good throughout the week. He's pretty good in the run game, so we may run the ball with him a little bit. That'd be the only change.
That practice this week with the first team offense, how much confidence does that give you in him today with the offense?
You know, he's a competitive kid. I played a whole half last week and did a pretty good job, so I expect him to build on that.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay.
Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Julie. Holgerson is 6-5. A good chance the Mountaineers will land in the Liberty Bowl. His counterpart, Paul Rhodes, the head coach of Iowa State, 6th year here in Ames. Injuries and a young team, Ryan, equals a 2-8 season with 2 games to play.
2 games to play, and they're trying to find a way to finish strong, Craig. And if we remember last year, this was a catalyst game for them. They came back from being a number of points down, fought their way back in the game, and got a victory. They're trying to get that again.
Well, E.J. Bibbs, a question mark. He is suited up. It looks like he's ready to go. Did not practice this week. He's got a knee issue, but hey, it's senior day.
I fully expect to see E.J. Bibbs, the best tight end in the Big 12, go today as a senior. He's the leader on that offense.
Iowa State won the toss, chose to defer to the second half, so they'll kick away, and we'll see West Virginia to start this game. Cole Netton has it teed up. Alford and Gibson back to receive. Short kick, 4-yard line. Alford right up the middle, cuts it to the inside and taken down at the 21-yard line. Ryan Neese, tell me 3 things you need to know about West Virginia.
Well, they have a dangerous offense, and they will throw the ball down the field, and now that's Howard's job to throw the ball vertically down the football field. And they have a number of threats at the running back position. Some teams have 2. They have 5 running backs that can carry the ball extremely well, and they have the best, arguably the best wide receiver in the country, Kevin White. He is a dynamic, elite talent. He is a playmaker at the wide receiver position.
Yeah, 98 receptions, over 1,200 yards receiving. Clint Trickett out, concussed last week. Skylar Howard will start. And on the ground, Wendell Smallwood. Howard, just a sophomore, Ryan, out of Fort Worth, Texas. Just his 3rd game played. Last week, though, in the second half, threw a couple of touchdown passes against Kansas State. 15 of 23 for nearly 200 yards.
And he has a strong command of the offense. Looked very comfortable last week.
West Virginia stays on the ground. Russell Shell, 15 touches last week against the Wildcats for 60 yards. There's Trickett. He looks like a coach today. 8th nationally in passing yards, 3,285 yards. He transferred from Florida State. This will be a 3rd down and 5. West Virginia's converted 85 third downs this season, 5th best in the FBS. They'll take the snap from the 28. Howard for the first time wants to throw and does. He found the soft spot. DeKeel Shorts knocked down by Kenneth Lynn. Here's what happened last week for Trickett.
Well, you're going to watch him throw the interception right here. And he's going to try to come in and make a tackle. And right there, the knee to the head. They got a little banged up, a little dinged up right there. And obviously they had to take him out of that game. And he's now not playing today.
West Virginia converts the first down. 1st and 10 from their own 39-yard line from the gun. Again, Shell, the ball carrier, breaks a tackle, dances down the sideline. Oh, late flag. Late hit. Kamare Cotton-Moya, the free safety, number 5, a bit of a punch at the 50-yard line. Reggie Smith, our referee today.
There is no foul on the play for a late hit out of bounds. It's 2nd down.
Officials pick it up.
Well, I think that he does get hit out of bounds, and Cotton Moya's coming up, and right at the last second he tries to, that should have been a penalty. I thought he let up, but he was clearly out of bounds right there. Cotton Moya is known for how physical he is at the safety position.
Howard from the gun. Good protection, flushed. He'll roll to his left and throws it away over the top to the Iowa State sideline. Trent Taylor from the left side came with pressure, number 98 for the Cyclones.
And that's what you want to do. When anytime that you're going against a quarterback, it's his first start, you want to bring pressure, you want to make him uncomfortable, you want to move him off his launch point. All of a sudden, you saw him roll out right there and threw a ball that wasn't very accurate. Let's see if the Cyclones defensively can continue to do that.
Another 3rd down opportunity to convert for West Virginia. They've taken the opening kickoff near midfield. They need 3 yards up the middle and more. Here comes Shell at the 30, 25, 20. Shell 10, 5, and rumbles for the touchdown. "54 yards, and Shell with a wide open up the middle run and his 7th rushing touchdown,
well,
and he outran Kenneth Lynn.
You're going to see the hole that develops. I mean, that's just an easy hole for any running back in the country to explode through, and Shell takes full advantage of the crease that was created for him, and it was a bigger crease. It was bigger than a crease. It was a chasm that offensive line created, and he was off to the races.
Ground game's been an issue all season long for West Virginia. The extra point is up and good by Josh Lambert. He's made 38 of 38. And the Mountaineers on the road. Losers of 3 straight, strike first. A 54-yard run by Shell. Boy, impressive opening drive for Skylar Howard, in for the injured Clint Trickett. That was a career-long run by Shell. He goes 54 yards. It was a 6-play drive, 2 minutes, 10 seconds off the clock.
When you can run the ball that well early on the game, the happiest guy on the football field is Skylar Howard. That's going to make his job easier. It's going to allow him to be that much more comfortable at the quarterback position. The offensive line did an excellent job on that play.
Michael Molinari will tee it up and will kick away for the first time to Iowa State. West and Wimberly back to receive for the Cyclones. Punches that ball short. High hanger taking 20-yard line. And that's where Iowa State will start their first drive. Coming up next, get a second Thanksgiving weekend helping of the biggest rivalries in college football. It's Kansas battling 12th-ranked Kansas State. Then the nightcap, Washington and Washington State. It all continues right here on Fox Sports 1, streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Ryan, tell me 3 things you need to know about the Cyclones.
Well, this is a young football team. They're looking for their first Big 12 win of the season. And last week, their offense, they're putting up numbers. They should have a lot of optimism coming into this game. And E.J. Bibbs, he's an elite tight end, one of the best tight ends in the country. He needs one more touchdown to break a single-season record for Iowa State.
From the 20-yard line, pressure. Sam B. Richardson steps up in the pocket and throws into triple coverage. And that ball's incomplete at the 45-yard line. Pressure, and it was quick from the strong safety, Carl Joseph.
Well, Sam Richardson just showed how confident he is. He's been playing lights out. He's been playing at an elite level at the quarterback position all year long. Looks very comfortable in that position. And what he's been doing, Craig, you just saw it right there. He's not afraid to push the ball down the field, throw it into coverage. He has a lot of confidence in his arm and his arm strength.
Second down. Mountaineers again show blitz. They pick it up. That ball floats, dropped it over the top. Beautiful catch. Jawan Wesley, a true freshman, Markham, Illinois, Thornton Township High School, only his 10th catch of the year.
Well, that was a great throw. West Virginia brought pressure, brought a blitz, and he threw a ball on the strike in that corner route by the wide receiver.
A gain of 20, 1st and 10. Iowa State trying to counter that early touchdown by West Virginia. They'll run with Wimberly off the right side, and he'll bang his way to the 45. E.J. Bibbs banged up. There he is, number 11. 45 receptions, 8 touchdowns. Did not practice this week. He's got a knee issue. You can see it wrapped. He's been invited to the 2015 Senior Bowl, and he's, I guess, available, but I doubt we see him.
Well, he's got a ball cap on, so we may not see him today.
Right side, good pursuit by the Mountaineers. Wimberly had no chance. Kyle Rose, the nose tackle, 93, ran him down. I like E.J. Bibbs, though. He was a Mackey Award semifinalist.
He's just a hard worker, understands how to work in space, knows how to get open against zone coverage, and is a dangerous threat in the red zone. He has 8 touchdowns on the year.
3rd down and 6 from the 45. From the gun, Richardson throws, spins out of a tackle. Montgomery on the run, inside the 20 to the 15-yard line. DeVario Montgomery, tackled by Carl Joseph. Montgomery, a big target. Ryan, 6'5". He's a sophomore and a transfer out of South Florida.
You're going to see Montgomery at the top of the screen. It's just a slant route. And anytime that you're running the slant, you want to put your hands up, make the catch. But what he did a smart job of was putting his foot in the ground, a spin move to get back out to the open field and get away from the defender. That was an impressive little route by that young man.
Iowa State answering back inside the red zone. They push forward to the 11, maybe the 12-yard line by Wimberly. Daniel Burton, the right guard, out trying to throw a block or two. Well, getting back to Montgomery, his first games just didn't touch the football. 3 receptions, last 5. That was his 33rd catch.
And when you're 6'5", 220 pounds, you need more catches than that. And when you can do things like that and have that elusive mentality, he's a dangerous threat against any defense out there.
Wimberly lines up alongside Richardson on a 4 wide receiver set. Underneath he goes. Wimberly the catch. And he's inside the 5-yard line to the 3. Wes Tonkery, the Sam strong side linebacker. And watch out, because they're going to throw the football to Wimberly. That was his 18th reception of the year. They use him out on the flat. And how about Iowa State answering back after West Virginia marched downfield in a hurry? It is 1st and goal at the 3-yard line. Wimberly tries to stretch it out off the right side and bangs in for the touchdown. Simple football, manu a manu. Burton and Gannon off the right side, Ryan, and Wimberly followed the big fellas in.
What an excellent answer by Iowa State offensively. A little mixture of run pass, and then they capped it off with a physical run at the goal line, and Aaron Wimberly showed patience and drove his feet and dove in for the end zone.
Point after good by Netton. Has not missed a PAT. He's now perfect. 33 of 33, and Wimberly pushes in. We're tied at 7 in Ames. 8 plays, 80 yards. Wimberly capped it off. Ryan Neese on a 3-yard touchdown run. How about this note? First touchdown on an opening possession for Iowa State since the opening week against North Dakota State.
And West Virginia doesn't give up points. They're only averaging 5 points defensively, giving up 5 points in the first quarter. That's a great way for Iowa State to start the game. Attack a defense that's going to send pressure and get after them. Nice way to start their last home game of the season.
Watch out for Mario Alford. 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns. He went 100 in week 1 against Bama. 94 yards against Kansas in week 5. Short kick. Alford hits the edge. 30. Flags down. And he's wrapped up at the 40-yard line. A flag is back at the 25. Boy, I tell you, that first step, and he is gone. Brian Mills made the special teams tackle. Here's the call.
During the return, holding receiving team number 53, 10-yard penalty, first down.
So you push the ball back 10. Let's go to the field. Check in with Julie Stewart-Binks. Julie?
Hey guys, yeah, start of the season, defensive end Corey Morrissey decided to dedicate his senior year to his former coach Curtis Bray, who passed away in January. He changed his number to 58, the one Bray wore in Pittsburgh at college. And Morrissey also takes care of his children, Colton and Sydney, because he knows what they went through because he lost his father when he was in 9th grade.
Yeah, Julie, thanks so much. Morrissey got that soft heart. Captain. Number 58. 7-7, West Virginia, Iowa State. On the ground, this time Smallwood gets the call to the 23, maybe the 24-yard line. So we've seen Shell, Ryan, we'll see Smallwood, we'll probably see Bowie, we'll see Dreama Smith, and we'll see Dustin Garrison, a 5-headed monster on that ground game for West Virginia.
And they just try to continue to feed the beast. Each player has equal opportunities to run the ball throughout the game.
Shell goes in motion on a keeper. Howard rumbles up to the 45, tackled by Brian Mills. Mills is an interesting story. He's outplayed not of late in practice, and so what happens is a redshirt freshman gets bumped up and he's starting now at the weak side linebacker spot.
And not only is he out playing on the field, but he's doing everything off the field. The coaches said he's spending extra time in the meeting rooms, meeting with them at 9 in the morning. This is a kid that has a strong desire to be on the football field.
That was a gain of 15, fresh downs, 1st and 10. Howard throws on a hot slant on the hands of Kevin White. That's number 99 on the season. And West Virginia moves the chains. Impact players on the defensive side for Iowa State.
Well, Corey Morrissey, he's a dynamic defensive end, and Nigel Tribune, the talented corner. He's the best athlete on this defense. Pitch
and catch. Kevin White, just like that, 100 receptions on the year for Kevin White.
Well, I said Nigel Tribune, he's one of the special talents at the defensive back position. And Kamari Cotton-Moya, he's a physical safety. He needs to come up and try to shut down this run game. He's got to play a factor when they bring 8 in the box.
Mountaineers marching downfield once again. They're inside the 35-yard line of the Cyclones. Howard wants a home run ball up top and just overthrew the intended receiver, Alford, who has that burning speed. And right on stride was Kenneth Lynn, the right corner. By the way, Kevin White, that was his 100th reception, as I mentioned, but only 3 players, Ryan, in West Virginia history with 300 receptions or more in a season. It was Stedman Bailey and a guy named Tavon Austin.
Oh, yeah, we know that name.
We sure do.
We know that name. But Kevin White just always finds a way to get open. People know they try to double him. They try to triple coverage him. But he finds a way to continue to get open. That's why he's such an elite wide receiver.
Cyclones show blitz on the corner. Stepping out of bounds, Shell, little stutter step. They'll bring up 3rd down.
This is where you have to bow your neck as a defense and find a way to get off this football field. They struggled at this all year.
Those are the 5 backs that we'll see today. Shell, the lone back, and a 4 wide receiver set. 7th play of this drive, and the clock has run under 8 minutes. From the gun, option read. Handoff. Oh, my. Iowa State read it perfectly. Jared Brackens, a senior out of Mesquite, Texas, right on the spot. And that brings up 4th down.
Jared Brackens comes right off the edge. Looked like a design blitz. He read it perfectly, ran in, secured the tackle for a loss. That's the play that they needed. Now they force a field goal to see if they can try to put pressure on this kick and force an errant kick.
Lambert, one of the best. He's 24 of 32, his longest of 55. This will be a 49-yard attempt. Just off the hash. Very little wind. The kick is up. Got underneath it. And it's short from 49. So Iowa State holds 7-7. Mountaineers and Cyclones on Fox Sports 1. Dana Holgorsen and his Mountaineers tied with Iowa State 7-7. Let's get the keys of the game, Ryan. Brought to you by Kay Jewelers.
For West Virginia offensively, you got to get the ball to your playmakers, Kevin White, Mario Alford. And defensively, they have to attack the quarterback, Sam Richardson, for Iowa State. And Iowa State, they have seniors. This is your last home game. Play with some pride, play with some passion. And then offensively, take your shots down the field. And Sam Richardson's already demonstrated that early in this game. 17
seniors play their final game here today in Ames. 7-7 as we go back to work. Richardson in the pocket. Flips it. Jarvis West. He found a soft spot at the 41-yard line. Carl Joseph, who's been busy here early with the tackle, and the clock runs under 7 minutes.
Jarvis West is one of those players you want to find a way to get him the ball in open space and just allow him to use his athletic ability to make people miss. A dangerous weapon for Iowa State.
He's that scat back type receiver, just 5'7", but he'll wiggle and find room. Handoff. Maybe to the 41-yard line. Petaway along with Golson with the tackle. Let's go impact players defensively for West Virginia.
Nick Kwiatkowski is one of the best linebackers in the Big 12. Shaquille Riddick, a defensive lineman, he comes off the edge with bad intent. And K.J. Dillon, he's going to be covering a number of wide receivers. They use him at the safety position. They use him in the run game. He is an elusive, very athletic defensive back that can get things done. 8
tackles last week against Kansas State. We have third down and 1. Play clock at 5. Handoff, slicing. First down and a little bit more. Wimberly able to scoot through. We talk about Jarvis West being a scat back at the wideout. Wimberly's the same at 5'9", 177.
Well, 3rd and 1, you usually bring in, your big 220-pound running back, but in this case, Aaron Wimberly, 5'9", 177 pounds. He gets behind those big boys and he drives his feet, uses his explosive ability to get through that hole. And when you're running behind that type of line, they're going to open up some creases for you.
That was Farniok, who's making his 46th start for Iowa State. Little counter delay. Nice call. Neely, Devondrick Neely, knocked down by K.J. Dillon. Mark Mangino, the offensive coordinator. That was a great call. Well, former Kansas head coach, and he's running the show here at Iowa State.
He's mixing it up. You've seen a number of different play calls. We haven't seen that one in the playbook yet. They brought that one out. They're trying to have misdirection to slow down the speed of West Virginia's defense.
From the gun, Richardson. Claps, the snap is away. Once a home run ball, man coverage. There's a bump, and I don't see a flag at the 25. Jarvis West was tied up with Carl Joseph, incomplete. Ryan, your keys are bang on. You're talking about go downfield, take a shot or two, and you know what? Richardson's not wasting any time doing it.
Well, they just brought a cross-dog blitz right into your face as your quarterback. He had man-to-man coverage, one of his best wide receivers versus the safety. He's going to attack that matchup all day long.
Iowa State 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions. They're looking at 3rd down and 3. Watch out, keeper Richardson. 29-yard line. Another interesting call by Mangino.
Well, just a design quarterback draw. They've noticed the way that they're covering the wide receivers on the outside. They're leaving no linebackers in the middle of the field. And the only person that tackled him was the turf right there. And you could see his body language. He was frustrated. He had another 10, 15 yards that he could have got out of that play.
Gain of 17 and another first down. 3 for 3 converting third downs for Iowa State. Wimberly and Neely split alongside Richardson in the backfield. They swing it out. Pitch and catch. Wimberly, nice catch. He's inside the 25, bangs his way to the 23. K.J. Dillon, Wes Tonkery in on the tackle. He'll pick up 7. And Dillon is slow coming up off the turf. And he's on a knee.
We talked about K.J. Dillon as one of the impact players. He's going to play to the right side, the left side of the defense. He's going to be on running backs and tight ends. They use him as one of those special guys. He's a hybrid player. He can play in a number of positions. That'll be a big loss if he comes out of the game.
Yeah, they list him as a spur, which, as you said, in the hybrid world is going to be a DB slash linebacker.
Well, when you're in the Big 12, I mean, the way these offenses, they spread you out and all over the place. You need a player that can not only cover, but you need a player that can be physical in the run game as well, and K.J. Dillon is that guy.
Dillon goes out. They're going to replace him with a senior who transferred out of Pitt, Colin Christian. And Iowa State's ready to go back to work. They're looking at 2nd down and 3. It's a 7-7 game here in the first quarter, with the Cyclones threatening to try to get back into the red zone. Nice hole left side. Oh, big stick. Wimberly took it right on the numbers at the 10-yard line. Colin Christian. Hey, Colin's first play. Welcome to the football field.
Wimberly takes the hole, sees it, reads the crease, and at the end of it, he lowers his pad, and Carl Joseph tries to bring a hit right there. And Christian comes in, tries to get him under the leg, but Joseph tries to finish him off on top.
Took a high and a low hit. 1st and goal. Right at the 10-yard line. Wimberly and Neely again split alongside Richardson from the gun. Straightaway handoff. Neely tries a dance and does for 3 at the 7-yard line.
You know, right now, West Virginia looks like they're on their heels defensively. They look a little passive. You know, they need to dial up their intensity. They're on the road against a team that has a lot of seniors. Are playing with a lot of pride and a lot of emotion. This is now in the red zone. They have to bow their neck and find a way to make plays. They haven't got after the quarterback, or they haven't created a turnover. They need that to happen.
10th play of this drive. Again from the gun. Richardson on a play action. Has time, good coverage. He'll try to run out of the pocket. Does. Breaks the tackle and rumbles inside the 5-yard line. Kwiatkowski made the initial hit, and Kyle Rose knocked him down. Richardson's a big quarterback. Don't forget, he's 6'2", 221.
He is, and I think there was a miscommunication on the play. The receivers went out and they started blocking. They weren't running routes right there, and you can see them right there all across the board. All of them are blocking, and Richardson thought it was a pass, and he decided, well, I better tuck it. If everybody's blocking, I better try to run for some yards.
11th play of this drive. 3rd down and goal from the 5-yard line. Play clock under 5. Blitz. Richardson over the top. Touchdown. Wimberly. Mark Mangino, Ryan, is calling a heck of a football game. That's how you break the pressure. You let him come, and he's dropped the ball over the top, and Wimberly with the touchdown.
Well, they brought an all-out blitz, and they tried to spy the running back with Darren Howard, number 49, at the nose position. Impossible for him to cover Wimberly out of the backfield, and they took full advantage of that mismatch.
Netton again with a PAT. Stays perfect on the year. It's senior day, and Iowa State has not won in the Big 12. They've got a 7-point lead on West Virginia. Fox Sports 1 college football is presented by K Jewelers, and they're jumping around in Ames. Iowa State up 14-7. It was a wild one last year, November 30th, 2013. It was triple overtime. Iowa State recorded their biggest come-from-behind deficit in school history, 24 points. Both teams combined for over 1,100 yards of offense. Justin Coleman threw his 2-point conversion to E.J. Bibbs. 52-44 in triple OT.
And Coach Rhodes told us on the phone this week they were going to use that a number of times to remind their players to play with motivation, and they can play in the Big 12. They can get wins in the Big 12.
Well, the emotion's high as Alford is banged down at the 16-yard line. Let's go to Los Angeles for a Lowe's Never Stop improving game break. And here's Greg Wolf.
All right, guys, we go to the horseshoe. Number 6, Ohio State, still hoping to get into that top 4. Devin Gardner threw a pick early, led to a Buckeyes TD. He rebounds, finds Jake Butt from 12 yards out. Number 6, Ohio State and Michigan all tied up at 7 first quarter. Greg, Ryan, back to you.
All right, thank you, Greg. We'll keep an eye on that at the horseshoe. Michigan, Ohio State, great games in the past. Got a good one here in Ames, 14-7. Iowa State, not much running room for Shell. He's corralled by 5 Cyclones. That brings up second down, led by Taylor, big number 98, Trent Taylor. Skyler Howard running the show today. Clint Trickett out, concussed last week against Kansas State. So the sophomore playing in only his 3rd game at West Virginia. He'll roll out and then just drops it. Try to set up a screen on that far side, and Corey Morrissey blew it up with pressure from the edge.
They're trying to do a number of things offensively to give Howard the opportunity to just complete some balls, simple throws. You do that in the screen game, and when you have dynamic running backs that are very good in the open field like Rochelle, you try to find a way to get him the football, and unfortunately, Iowa State's defense was all over that.
3rd down and 9. 2 wide receivers high, 2 low. Under a minute to go. Opening quarter. Howard on a keeper. Morrissey stayed home, makes the tackle at the 18-yard line. Nice series by Corey Morrissey, the right end.
Coach Rhodes told us a couple of weeks ago he called Morrissey and just thanked him. He called him on the phone, sent him a text message, and said, hey, I just want to thank you for your effort, the way you play, the way you come to work each and every week. And you can see why he leads the team for tackles for loss.
Nick O'Toole with the punt. Jarvis West pulls it in at the 38-yard line. Good field position for Iowa State. They've got the 7-point lead, a punt of 44 yards. And Ron, impressive. It's senior day. And you played in senior days before at UCLA. And the bottom line is it's hard to predict what kind of emotion you're going to come out with. And it also bleeds over to the home crowd.
Football's a game of emotion. And we talk about it every week. We see upsets every week because of the emotion. And the senior day allows you to dial it up a little bit more. You're playing in front of your mom and your dad, your sister, your girlfriend. They're all here watching you to support you. You try to impress them. And Iowa State's doing an excellent job today.
Christian Brown with the tackle, wrapping up Wimberly, who's been the go-to guy so far in this opening quarter as we watch the final seconds tick away in the first. And oh yeah, Paul Rhodes applauding the effort of his Cyclones. They are 2-8, yet to win in Big 12 play, but after one, they lead West Virginia 14-7. Take you through the sights of Ames, Iowa, the Midwest, the old mailbox. You know, part of the charm of college football is traveling week to week to college towns across the U.S. And, you know, Ryan, this week we were treated especially well on Thanksgiving Day. Old Main Street Brewery and Corner Pocket Billiards took care of our crew. Plenty of food and drink, good cheer. That's the way it is in the Midwest.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a Midwest hit right there by K.J. Dillon. That was a slobber knocker coming right off the edge, right in the backfield. And he shot his gun, wrapped the tackle, brought the ball carrier down. That's a form tackle right there. That's a perfect tackle. Lower your head, drive your feet, wrap the ball carrier up around the waist, and bring him down.
Every little league, high school, junior high coach in America, put that one on your tape on how to tackle. Shoulder, extension. 3rd down and 10 from the 39. Richardson Over the middle, tough catch. Jarvis West reached out, made the grab, as you can tell, just about 2.5 yards shy of the first. And that will bring on the punting team for Iowa State.
In West Virginia's defense, they needed it. They got a little spark by the big hit by Dillon. They came up on 3rd down, and they were able to stop them and get them off the football field. And that's what they're known for. They're one of the best in the country of getting off the football field as a defense.
Colin Downing will punt. It's up. Good hanger. Vernon Davis Jr. was back to receive, but it's going to be marked out of bounds. And they're still walking past the 25 to the 29-yard line. It doesn't get any bigger than this. Next week, 4 of the nation's top teams face a must-win game to keep their championship hopes alive. The road to the college football playoffs goes through the Pac-12 championship presented by Dr. Pepper. And the Big Ten championship Friday and next Saturday only on Fox and streaming live on Fox Sports Go.
That's going to be an interesting matchup. Arizona versus Oregon. Arizona beat Oregon earlier in the year, and Arizona looked very impressive against Arizona State yesterday.
West Virginia down 7 with the ball at the 29-yard line. Up the gut. Oh, ball's out. Iowa State jumps on it. Fumble, recovery. Cotton Moya. Turnovers, ball control has been an issue, Ryan, for West Virginia all season long. They gave it away 4 times last week in the loss to Kansas State.
It has plagued this team, Craig. You're absolutely right all year long. And the coaches say, hey, we've done everything we can to talk about it. That's their 27th turnover this season. And it's not something that they're not talking about. It's not something that they're not practicing. Unfortunately, the players just aren't executing. When you go through the ball, through the hole like that as a running back, you got to hold the ball high and tight and secure the football. You're carrying the hopes and dreams of your team right there.
So Richardson and the Cyclones jump back on the football field after the turnover. On a play action, Richardson steps up in the pocket, flushed. He's on the run at the 40, still looking downfield, and on his back foot throws incomplete at the 20-yard line. Jarvis West tried to come back to help, but we got a flag down inside the 35-yard line. Probably riding with that scramble, it's going to be a holding call.
Might have had an illegal man downfield. They were trying to sneak the running back out of the backfield right there, but West Virginia did a great job covering.
Ineligible downfield on the pass. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
So move it back 5, repeat the first down. Fumbles recovered, just 2. Second least in the FBS. Fumbles lost, second most. That number equals 17.
This is a good football team. They're well coached, but right there, that's that. Every coach in the country will tell you that's horrific. I mean, that's the last thing that you want to see from a football team that's as talented as West Virginia.
1st and 15. Opening minutes of the second quarter. Richardson in the pocket, pressured from behind, still able to deliver the pass. And spinning out of a tackle. Nice catch by Neely, hit by K.J. Dillon, who's back on the field for West Virginia after being shaken up on that last series. A short gain of 4, 2nd down, 11. Quick one-step drop, quick pitch near side, and wrapped up Delvario Montgomery. Well, the official just took a slip down there at the 30. The emotions are starting to brew a little bit here. You can feel it on a senior day in Ames. Montgomery pulled that ball in.
Well, Montgomery's right there lined up, and all of a sudden, Worley, number 7, he's lined up inside. They're going to take that all day long. That's an easy pitch and catch between the quarterback and wide receiver. Just not very good coverage right there.
Kwiatkowski had an extra push after that tackle. 3rd down and 2. From the gun. Low snap. Richardson wants to throw. Man coverage. Hangs it up top. Touchdown! Ekby! Tad Ekby is Mr. Touchdown. 6 receptions, 3 for touchdowns for Iowa State.
Well, Worley was lined up off on the last play. This time he decided to get in bump-to-bump coverage. He was in very good position, but Ekby did an excellent job tracking the football, giving himself an opportunity to make that catch. And this is a young man that's coming on. He's a rising star. He had a big game last week, 2 catches for 100 yards. And he comes up with another huge catch today.
Netton punches through the PAT. How about this score? In Ames, Iowa. Iowa State winless in Big 12 play, leads West Virginia 21-7. Iowa State makes West Virginia pay for that fumble. 3 plays, 37 yards, and Ekby over the shoulder catch, 29 yards. Sam Richardson today, Ryan Neese, 2 touchdowns. Already today, he's tossed 18 on the season. 21-7, Iowa State. Alford, 9-yard line. Stood up and taken down at the 22. Time to look at our stat comparison, and Ryan, it's brought to you by Ford. Built Ford tough.
And it's all about what Iowa State's doing in the passing game. I mean, last week they had 569 yards of total offense. Sam Richardson had a big game. Their offense has continued to prove each and every week. And they're wasting no time in this game to try to light up the scoreboard. They have 21 points, and Sam Richardson is playing with a lot of confidence, and he's not afraid to spread the wealth all over. He's got receivers that can all make plays.
Is that a smile or a grimace on the face of Paul Rhodes? Little air guitar. A lot of football, though, left to be played. But you know what?
You were doing that earlier.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah,
That's how you got
that's my pregame. That's my pregame ritual. West Virginia down by 2 touchdowns. Skylar Howard from the gun. Stands up in the pocket, wide open over the middle. Nice tough catch right at the 50-yard line. Jordan Thompson grabs his 43rd reception. This has been a rough year for West Virginia. They start 6-2. And then comes trouble.
West Virginia's going to waste no time. They're going to get up and snap this ball, but Howard threw that ball right on time. Really good relationship with the quarterback and the wide receiver right there to deliver that ball in an open area.
Straight away, Shell. As I talked about the 6-2 start, ranked Ryan Neese, ranked, and then came August 30th. That's what started it. Then they rallied against Oklahoma, 45-33. TCU is where the wheels really started to come off. A close one to the Horned Frogs, then a loss at Texas, and a loss last week at Kansas State. Stumbling for the first down. Nice run by Howard, chased down by Morrissey. But 3 straight losses, and West Virginia's down 14 on the road.
And their offense right now is starting to get comfortable. They need to find a way to put points on the board. This is an important drive. And it seems when they get big plays, that's when they start to dial up their tempo. They start to go a little bit faster. Now all of a sudden they have first down. They've crossed to 50. Let's see if they can take advantage of some of these mismatches on the outside.
Under center goes Howard. Big hole. And a nice run by Shell. To the 30-yard line. That's Howard on that first down carry. He's got some chalk.
He's safe. He slid in there real nice.
Play action, Howard. Got an arm. Up top. Oh, what a catch. Alford. Touchdown. Mountaineers. What a throw. Alford stretching out and grabs a touchdown. His 9th reception for a touchdown this season.
And Mario Alford is in a perfect position to use his strengths to his advantage. He is a burner, flat-out guy that will just flat-out run by any defensive back in the country. And he shows his athleticism and his explosive ability. And we talked about it just a second ago. That was an opportunity. They're going to continue to create those mismatches on the outside. I'm going to attack that all day long and look for those explosive plays.
Lambert with the PAT. Chip shot is up, and it is good. And a big play, big strike from Howard out to Alford. It's a 7-point game in Ames. Fox Sports 1 college football is presented by Kay Jewelers. 21-14, West Virginia just found the end zone, and that's Dana Holgorsen. The emotions of a head coach.
Yeah, I doubt that he's telling a joke right there. He's talking to his defense. Your offense just put up points. He's trying to rally his defense, try to get them to play with a sense of urgency and find a way to start getting after the quarterback. This is an opportunity for them to respond and get the ball back for their offense.
Less than 2 minutes on that drive. 5 plays, 78 yards. And a beautiful catch by Alford. Good kick 2 yards deep, and on the knee is Wimberly. Time for a game break. Let's go back to Los Angeles.
Coming up for the Palmetto Bowl, South Carolina, number 21 Clemson. This game dates back to 1896. Wayne Goldman, 5-yard touchdown run. Number 21 Clemson leads the Gamecocks 14-7. Greg, Ryan, back to you.
Thank you, Greg. Or Rob, that is. 21-14, 10 minutes left, first half. Richardson throws. That ball is in and out, incomplete, 37-yard line to Lazard.
And Rob just mentioned we got to look out for who's on upset alert. Well, West Virginia right now is on upset alert. They have to find a way to settle down defensively. They haven't been able to put pressure on the quarterback. But right now, another second and long situation. This plays into the hand of Coach Gibson, the defensive coordinator. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't dial up pressure right now and try to bring the house.
Richardson, nice start. 10 of 13 passing, 138 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's hit 6 different receivers so far in this first half. Pressure from the edge.
There we go. There we go.
Wimberly, nothing. Knocked down hard at the 25.
Craig, you just said it. Richardson's done a nice job spreading the wealth, and that's what this offense creates. There isn't a favorite wide receiver. There isn't a go-to player. I'm going to find the open player. I'm going to find the mismatch, and I'm going to take full advantage of that.
3rd down and 10. Cyclones 5 of 6 on 3rd down conversions. From the 25, Richardson in the gun, steps up and throws it guard in coverage, and the ball's deflected. Terrell Chestnut got a hand on that football, and that brings up 4th down in a punting situation for Iowa State.
Well, obviously, the defense responded to Coach Holgorsen's inspirational words on the sideline. They came out a quick 3 and out. They were physical on the run game. They got pressure on the quarterback. That's exactly what they need to do for the rest of the game.
Downing will punt. Short, but hangs. Fair catch. Taken by Vernon Davis Jr. We got a flag. But when we come back, Kevin White is going to be on the football field. Mr. Electric for West Virginia.
During the kick, holding, receiving team, number 14. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down, timeout.
Timeout in Ames. Check out the game summary brought to you by Dell. Ryan, what's jumping out at you?
Well, you look at the passing yards right here and the rushing yards right there. offensively for Iowa State. They're attacking the West Virginia's defense down the field, and West Virginia's doing a nice job on the ground. And they're starting to find a way to get rhythm offensively. They're starting to find a way to get back in this game. Let's see if they continue to pound the rock here.
Both quarterbacks solid at this point. 21-14 Iowa State. Skylar Howard pitches it back. It's Jordan Thompson. Breaks a tackle midfield to the 45-yard line. And now Shannon Dawson, the offensive coordinator, with a little trickery to try to jumpstart West Virginia on the offensive side. That was a gain of 29.
Well, we got 5 running backs, but guess what? You know, we got a wide receiver that we can pitch the ball to on the reverse as well and allow him to use his speed and that athleticism. West Virginia starting to open up their playbook as well now.
Nigel Tribune a little shaken up for Iowa State along that West Virginia sideline. Trainers had to sprint across the field to help him back to the other side.
And he's the best athlete on their defense. I mean, a very physical corner. He's out of Jacksonville, Florida. He's a scrappy, plays bigger than he is. He's only 5'11", but he'll match up against any wide receiver in the country. He plays with an attitude and chip on his shoulder.
Good look at Wally Burnham, defensive coordinator. I tell you, that guy still got a lot of fire left. Understands that it's a rebuild situation. It takes time. Shell, Smallwood, and Bowie in the backfield. A diamond formation. Option read. Nice read by Howard. Inside the 25. That ball was out, but I believe whistled down. Yeah, down by contact at the 22.
Anytime you have this read option, the responsibility's on the quarterback to figure out who, if he should keep the ball or hand it off. And obviously, he's all over this. He sees the entire defense flow to his left. He has an opportunity to cut back, and he's off to the races right there.
That was a run of 24 and a first down for West Virginia, trying to punch one in to tie this game. Play action, this time again, up top man coverage, a push, and no flag. Kevin White wanted a flag to come out in the end zone. Good coverage by Kenneth Lynn. That brings up second down and 10.
Well, Kenneth Lynn just came in for Nigel Tribune, and they're going to attack him right away with their best wide receiver in Kevin White. And guess what? Kenneth Lynn, he got away with a little tug right there, but that was really nice coverage by that cornerback.
It's like putting a blanket on top of White. Real power eye, play action. Howard again. Let's try it again. Up top. And now the flag comes out. White went down, and Lynn was riding him pretty close, and a flag's down.
Well, he got away with one on the last play. He didn't get away with it this time.
Pass interference, defense, number 8. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, you're Kenneth Lynn, and you're in man-to-man coverage in a bump and run situation. You're going against one of the best wide receivers in the country. You're going to do everything you can, and he's in really good position. He doesn't turn his head around, and he keeps his right hand on the wide receiver too long. And what happens right there, Craig, he just panicked. He was in good position. All he had to do was try to fight for the football, but unfortunately he panicked, and that's why the flag was thrown.
Again from the eye. Little timing pass, floater, and no flag. Kevin White, Sam E. Richardson tangled up. Now, I saw a lot of contact, but the flag stayed in the pocket.
There's a lot of contact. Obviously, the referees are letting these guys play, and they moved Sam Richardson, their second best corner, to try to cover Kevin White in a man-to-man situation. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to go right back at him.
Second down and goal. Howard goes under center. Glances back at the West Virginia sideline. Handoff. Just past the 5-yard line goes Russell Shell. Brian Mills, the redshirt freshman, with another tackle, his second of the day. Clock's under 8 minutes here in the first half. Third and goal. This time Howard in the gun. Throws it, slant. Oh, tough throw and a big catch. Alford, touchdown.
Mario Alford runs a quick slant right here. They run a play action, and he's just going to run a slant, and you're going to see him get open, and that's a tough catch in traffic with the defensive back hanging all over your back. That's great concentration by that wide receiver to secure that catch for the touchdown, and Howard put it in the only place that he could catch it. It was a nice throw by him as well.
Boy, just passed to the outstretched hand of Sam E. Richardson, and now the PAT to tie it. Josh Lambert, perfect on the season. Good snap, hold, and splitting the uprights, and we're tied at 21. Two unanswered scores by West Virginia, both by Alford, and it's 21 all in Ames.
Well, that last touchdown happened because Sam Richardson's in perfect inside technique position. He's trying to take away the inside, but he jumps out just for a second, and Mario Alford, with his explosive ability, gets inside him, and it's a quick slant, and it's a quick touchdown. He was in the right position, but he didn't trust his technique right there, and that's what happened.
I love that look. That's the lazy boy look, like you're sitting at home. 5-yard line, Jarvis West. That's a wrap and roll, huh? At the 19-yard line. Got him at the ankles, wrapped him up, and rolled him down. Kansas State. That game played in Manhattan. 12th-ranked Wildcats. They took care of this West Virginia team last week. Jake Waters passed for 400 yards against the secondary of West Virginia.
And I think they have one of the most impressive wide receivers, really talented offensive players in all the country that nobody talks about.
No one knows him. Yeah. Doesn't get a lot of print, a lot of hype nationally, but a solid player, one of the best in the country. Some confusion. And now, yeah, the clock. Play clock out.
It's first down.
Sam Richardson looked a little confused. He just stopped and looked, and yeah, the clock ran dry.
You know, West Virginia is trying to disguise blitz. They've been bringing pressure all game long. He's trying to figure it out, trying to make sure he's communicating with the offensive line and the running backs that everything's picked up.
Back it up 5. He'll be snapped from the 14-yard line. Wimberly trying to work his way near side. Boy, he took a couple of big shots, kept his feet to the 20.
K.J. Dillon.
He's everywhere.
He's flying around. We highlighted him as one of the impact players, and he's out there trying to lay wood every single time that he has a chance. It's pretty impressive. He comes in late here just to try to cap off this running back.
2nd down and 9. Mountaineers show blitz up top. They back off. Long snap count, low count. Richardson pulled down and sacked back inside the 10. Tonkery right on top of him. That's 2.5 sacks now on the season. I'll tell you, sacks isn't what West Virginia does defensively. Last 3 games, Ryan, just 1 sack on the last 93 pass plays by the opponent.
We used to run that exact blitz in Tampa, and you're bringing the linebacker, you're bringing the outside linebacker in the corner as well to try to put pressure and try to overload one side of the offense so they can't protect it. And West Virginia got away with it, and they got a sack right there.
3rd down and long. Inside the 10, try to set up a screen. No one there, and that ball bounces incomplete. Pressure, Golson off the end. And that was not a good series for Iowa State.
No, that wasn't a good response. And again, now all of a sudden you can start to feel the momentum, start to swing back in the favor of West Virginia. Offensively, they're finding the rhythm, and defensively, they dialed it up. You can see their level of intensity. They're putting pressure on the quarterback, which we said was a point of emphasis, and they did a nice job on that last series.
Vernon Davis Jr., number 81, back to receive the punt from Downing. And what else has happened here is the 12th man is out of this game. Short kick, high hanger. Running up at the 45-yard line for the fair catch. Let's go downstairs and get a report from Julie Stewart-Binks. Julie?
Thanks so much, guys. Just a little bit more information about Jack Trice. He was a football player in 1922. He was the first African-American student athlete at Iowa State. He tragically passed away after sustaining injuries in a game against the University of Minnesota. In 1974, the students here voted to name their new stadium after him. In 1997, due to their persistence, they got it done.
Great story, Julie. And yeah, what I like about it is that the fact that the students demanded this stadium to be named after Jack Trice.
Well, they understood his heroics and understood what he went through, and they wanted to name the stadium. What a tremendous honor.
Howard flush from the pocket, throws, and coming back to help Alford with the catch. The Iowa State legend, indeed, first African-American athlete in school history, had the injuries sustained at Minnesota. ISU did not play Minnesota again until 1989 after that incident. Second down, 11. Jordan Thompson, second time with the grab this afternoon. Brackens with the tackle.
Skylar Howard looks very comfortable with this playbook. It looks like he understands. It looks like he's been playing in this offense all year long. He's doing a nice job reading the defense and finding the open wide receivers. And right there, he demonstrated once again throwing a strike.
Took all the snaps with the first team this week because of Clint Trickett's concussion. How did he find, oh my, Da'Keil Shorts? That's threading. That's the old thread the needle cliche. I mean, in traffic, and Shorts was able to come up with the ball between Cotton, Darian Cotton, the strong safety.
Well, Jared Bracken's number 14. He's the outside linebacker. He's covered in the slot. He's right there in the right place. Unfortunately, he doesn't get his hand around quick enough to bat that ball down. And again, that's Howard's confidence in his arm and in this offense.
Howard under center. West Virginia on the move. They've scored 14 unanswered. Try to hit a home run over the top, and the ball's incomplete.
You know, they've tried to throw that go route a number of times at Kevin White. He's getting man-to-man coverage on the outside, and you know, Kevin's got to find a way to put himself in a better position and give himself a little bit more space so the quarterback can drop it in right there. Howard's also got to give his wide receiver a chance to catch that ball. Just throw it close to Kevin White. He's going to come up and make that grab.
Second down and 10, 4:53 to play in the first half. On a sprint out, quick toss, incomplete. Maybe it was on a string, a little too strong. Shorts couldn't handle it, and Brackens was on his back.
When you throw a fastball like that in the numbers, you got to make that grab right there. I mean, I know it might have been hot, might have put a little too much hot sauce on it, but you still got to find a way to make that grab. And Howard, you know, you could see his body language after that throw. He was a little disappointed.
That's a catchable football. Third down and 10. Howard stands in the pocket again. I'll tell you, he's flirting with a little disaster. KJ Myers on coverage with Cotton Moya. And Iowa State holds, and the Mountaineers will try a field goal off the foot of Lambert.
Cotton Moya is an inside technique. He's in perfect position. That's exactly where he's supposed to be as a safety. When you're covering a slot receiver, you're taking away that slant route. He comes in and breaks up the pass.
A 46-yard attempt. Just got it through, punched it in from 46 yards. And Holgerson and West Virginia have rallied back from 14 down. They've got the lead now 24-21, and it's coming right at you.
Lambert looked like he brought out a different club on that one. You know, the kick before, he was a little bit short. He said, you know what, I'm going to put a little bit of extra leg into this one and make sure I get it through.
He went from a pitching wet out, what, to a 9?
Yeah, he probably hit a 9 right there.
24-21, West Virginia. They've been able to silence this crowd, and make sure you stay close to the Fox Sports 1 College Football Halftime. It's brought to you by Dell. Highlights of the game between Michigan and 6th-ranked Ohio State. And we're going to check out who's on upset alert. No return and a touchback. Iowa State starting at their own 25-yard line. Time for a game break. Let's check in to Greg Wolf.
All right, we go to Sanford Stadium, Georgia Tech, number 9 Georgia, game nicknamed Clean Old-Fashioned Hate. And right before halftime, Justin Thomas to Darren Waller's 7-yard score. Georgia 2 fumbles inside the 1. Could be a very different score. All tied at 7 at the half. Greg, Ryan.
All right, thank you, Greg. Old-fashioned hate, huh?
Rivalry games. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, all weekend long. Iowa State back on offense, down by 3. Richardson has room to run. Tucks it, 30. Knocked down from behind and taken down to the 31-yard line. Chased by Kwiatkowski, the middle linebacker. Tonkery was there as well, but boy, Kwiatkowski can cover a lot of space. He's a middle linebacker. Second down and 4. Right on the numbers. Tyler Brown. Oh my. The pads are popping, you bet. Tyler Brown, a redshirt freshman, and Kwiatkowski took a lick.
Well, Kwiatkowski, he's all over this play. He sniffed it out from the very beginning. And when you hear pads popping, I bet you Kwiatkowski's the one delivering the blows out there. He has very good football instincts, understands the game, understands what offenses are trying to do, and he tries to find a way to lay the wood.
He's got one gear like you. Richardson, tough ball on a slant, caught, and a first down. It's Montgomery. Well, close call's been the story for Iowa State. Lost to Kansas State, Texas, and Texas Tech by 10 combined points. Team discipline we talked about, and handling the ball. They had a tremendous first quarter of play as Wimberly runs it out to the 43-yard line. 12 turnovers, tied 11th fewest in the FBS.
I mean, that's an impressive stat. Every coach, we talked about it earlier, but when we spend time with coaches, that's the one stat that they always talk about, turnovers. Iowa State, they protect the football and they hold on to it.
Second down and 4. Wimberly and Neely in the Iowa State backfield. On a pitch near side. Another big hit. Another big hit. Wimberly took a shot from Tonkery. Number 37. Kwiatkowski and Tonkery are just dialing it up.
That's what you want to see from your linebackers. Fly around and just listen to this hit. I like that. Running sideline to sideline. Great pursuit to the football. And then you come and you deliver a blow right on the ball carrier and you bring him down at the point of contact.
Third down and short. Iowa State needs a yard. Off the left side. Close. I'll tell you, from our angle, I think the mark's going to be short.
I think he's short too. I think he's short. He had a hole there for a second, but he wasn't able to get through.
What do you do? I'll tell you, this is a gutty call by Paul Rhodes. You've allowed 17 unanswered. You've got less than 2 minutes of play in the half. I know what this crowd wants. That's Mark Mangino.
It's the last home game of the season. You got to go for it. Out of the shotgun position, too. Watch the quarterback run here.
Now West Virginia gets a timeout.
First charge timeout. West Virginia, 30 seconds.
1:20 to play. We'll come back to Ames on Fox Sports 1 after this. On second thought, Paul Rhodes decides to punt this ball away. Downing will try to pin West Virginia deep. Not a good kick. Takes a bounce at the 30. Gets a nice bounce. Now it kicks back. And they'll down it down around the 28-yard line. Well, for West Virginia this year, close calls. 4 losses came from opponents in the top 12. The playoff spoiler, that gave Number 7 Baylor, their only loss. Remember that game, Ryan Neese?
Of course I do.
Turnover troubles. Turnovers. We talked about the issues all year long for West Virginia.
We just talked about Iowa State and gave them praise because they hold on to the football. Well, West Virginia, they don't. They turn the ball over. They have a turnover already in this game, which led to a score.
1:09 left to play in the first half. 24-21, Mountaineers, they want more. Tough pass and a big catch over the top. Kevin White. Nigel Tribune with the tackle. I'll tell you, White, 6'3", 210. Most scouting reports have him the number 2 wide receiver in the country behind Amari Cooper from Alabama. Smallwood throws it past the 40-yard line. Trent Taylor and Myers with the tackle.
And Kevin White burst onto the scene. I mean, he came out of the shadows. A lot of people weren't talking about him last year, but this year, his performance and what he's done, it's been impressive.
West Virginia trying to hurry it up a little bit here on the offensive end. Shell out of the backfield and gets out of bounds. Mountaineers want some points here. Final 30 seconds of the half. They've got a first down. Cotton Moya in on that tackle.
Well, when you got a little bit over a minute on the clock and you got West Virginia's offense and they got up-tempo, fast pace, that's plenty of time for them to drive the length of the football field and put points on the board.
2 timeouts if needed for the Mountaineers. 3 you can see up top for Iowa State. Howard, 10 of 19, 125, 2 touchdowns early. He was hot in the first quarter, cooled off here in the second. Now he'll tuck and run, has room. Little stutter step. Oh, stood up. That was Kane Seeley along with Luke Knott. And a timeout.
And those are one of the things you don't learn until you have the opportunity to run with the football and run with it often.
Second charge timeout, West Virginia, 30 seconds.
Howard has to find a way to get down in those situations. When you see the defensive players collapse on you, you're the quarterback, find a way to get down safely. All right there, Craig. There's 11 assassins running around trying to take you out of the football game.
He was looking for a face mask.
This is great way. Look, I'm going to tell the refs, even though I'm still sliding the ground. Let's see, throw the flag.
30-second timeout. Just enough time for Howard to jump to the sideline, get a word with Shannon Dawson, coordinator Dana Holgerson. There's Clint Trickett out with a concussion suffered last week. In came Howard and had a nice second half. But still a loss to Kansas State. Howard out of the pocket. Throws. Diving down. They're going to give him the catch. Jordan Thompson down on a knee. Digs it out at the 31-yard line. Timeout. Iowa State.
First charge timeout, Iowa State, 30 seconds.
Want to make sure they get the right defensive matchups on the field.
Well, you see Corey Morrissey right there. He's a defensive end for Iowa State. He's come off the edge a number of times today and put pressure on the quarterback, but he's not getting any help on the other side. All of a sudden, the other side is starting to collapse, and they're not holding the edge and keeping Howard in the pocket so Morrissey can get in there and get a sack. He's been chasing Howard all over the field today.
2-year letterman. Ames, Iowa. Hometown boy. Speaking of hometown, yeah, Paul Rhodes was born 10 minutes from this stadium. 10 minutes. Played high school ball just 20 minutes down the road. He's back home trying to rebuild Iowa State. They show blitz. Howard up top. Big catch at the 15-yard line. Dakeil Shorts jumped, made the catch, and somehow Howard beat the pressure from Morrissey, and now they pound the ball into the ground to stop the clock.
Well, number 90 Myers came in and put a shot right on Howard, and Howard stood in the pocket and delivered a nice throw to Shorts, and he came up with a big catch, an acrobatic catch right over the football field.
Ron, impressive drive here. You talk about a 2-minute drill. How about a minute 43 drill?
And you're doing it with your backup, and he looks, again, very comfortable in this situation.
3 wide receivers loaded up top. Oh, dropped it. He had blockers too. Kevin White, that's a rare drop. And again, that's the old rule. You got to catch it before you run with it.
Whether you're Kevin White, an elite wide receiver, or you're a backup wide receiver that's just getting in the game for the first time, you have to secure the catch before you start moving and try to make your moves down the football field.
Third down and 10, 9 ticks on the clock. Iowa State comes up with 2 blitzers up the middle. Howard reads it, hot slant. Oh, knocked away. Nice play at the 5-yard line, deflected by Kenneth Lynn. That's a big-time defensive play right there for Iowa State.
You see Kenneth Lynn's in inside position. He knows he has to take away. It's imperative for him to stay inside right there, and he still lets the receiver get inside position, but he does a nice job not panicking, coming back, reaching around with his right hand and breaking up that pass. He showed a lot of athleticism right there for the quarterback.
Well, Lambert today, he just made a 46. He missed a 49. This will be from 32 yards out off the hash. It's up, and it is good. Don't forget Iowa State. They get the ball to start the second half. They won the toss and chose to defer. It's halftime in Ames, Iowa. West Virginia down 14 early. They come back and lead 27-21. Right now, we take you to Los Angeles, and here's Rob Stone.
Craig.
Welcome back, Ames, Iowa. West Virginia and Iowa State. Frosty the Snowman's got a pretty good seat up there, melting away a little bit as it starts to warm up. About 50 degrees here at halftime. Craig Wolverjack along with Ryan Neese. I'll tell you some big plays in this first half. West Virginia has come back to score 20 unanswered, but Iowa State started this game, and they were scary good.
They were scary good offensively, and it really stemmed from last week. Offensively, they had over 569 yards last week. They carried that momentum over in this first half, and they threw the ball all over the place. And it started with Sam Richardson, the quarterback. I mean, an impressive young man that's playing at an elite level. And when you can distribute the ball to 6 different wide receivers in the first half, you're giving your offense a chance. And not only did they throw the ball well, they were running the ball extremely well, too. They have to continue to take this momentum and find a way to put points on the board in the second half. They did a nice job. Let's see if they can capitalize on a few mistakes and find a way to get some points on the board right now.
Iowa State deferred. They'll have the ball here to start the third quarter of play. Short kick is Jarvis West. Dancing, finds a little opening and scoots his way up to the 31-yard line. Let's get a field report. Here's Julie Stewart-Binks.
Thanks, guys. I spoke with Coach Holgerson just a few minutes ago, and he said he really liked what he saw from his team and their ability to regroup. He wants them to keep finishing their tackles, keep finishing their blocks, basically do everything they did in the second quarter again in the second half.
All right, thank you, Julie. Holgerson, has to be happy with the second quarter, not the first.
Well, you got to understand the ebb and flows of the game, and his team responded in the second half and overcame adversity, specifically defensively.
Sam V. Richardson from the gun pulls it down, has room, breaks the tackle to the 37-yard line. He'll get 6 yards on the run. Tonkery missed a tackle, and that allowed Richardson to pick up a couple extra. That'll be second down and 3. Wimberly and Neely in the backfield with Richardson. Clap of the hand. Here comes the snap. There's the carry. And on second effort, Neely spins for the first down to the 41-yard line. Time for our first half stats, and it's brought to you by Geico.
We talked about Iowa State, obviously 144 yards through the air. But all of a sudden, West Virginia offensively, they started to pick it up. They started to run the ball extremely well in that first quarter, second quarter, and then their passing game exploded in that second quarter. Iowa State's going to have to settle down defensively.
First and 10. Richardson steps up and throws underneath. Montgomery with the catch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. White hats on top of Montgomery.
And, that's
up 8.
That's a matchup that I'd like to see Iowa State take advantage of in this second half. You look at the wide receivers in Montgomery and Lazard, they're 6'5". These are big targets, and they have a mismatch against these smaller West Virginia corners.
Haven't gone to Lazard much. In fact, just one grab for the 6'5" Lazard. Second down and 3. Quick throw, far side. well read. West Virginia spreads it out. Jarvis West with a catch, and Tonkery and K.J. Dillon.
And that was just pure speed of the defense, understanding a quick throw to the outside, and great pursuit, great hustle to the football to try to find a way to stop that play and nullify it for no gain.
We go back and talk about K.J. Dillon being that hybrid type player. That's what you have to do. Speed to spread out a play. Speed
and then tackle. We don't see a lot of great tackling these days, but K.J. Dillon, he's done a nice job all day long, bringing the wood, tackling ball carriers.
3rd down and 5. Quick off the edge. A flag is out, and the ball is up and incomplete down near the 30-yard line.
Well, K.J. Dillon was coming off the corner. He's coming off a blitz, and he got a little anxious, and he's offsides.
Mic check. Offside. Defense number 9. 5-yard penalty and a 1st down.
K.J. Dillon, number 9, he's coming right off the edge. He gets a little anxious. He's trying to time up the snap, trying to get the perfect jump. And all of a sudden, when you try to time it too good, you get called for the offsides.
And Iowa State gets a 1st down off the offside call on the ground. Stiff arm for a 1st down. Richardson playing that option beautifully. So he's a good running quarterback. 221 pounds, and he's rumbling and stumbling.
Well, I tell you, as a defensive player, it's extremely frustrating when you have an offensive quarterback that is a dual threat that can keep the ball and run and is athletic. Richardson, even Howard for West Virginia, has taken advantage of that opportunity a number of times, and Richardson, he could do that all day long.
6 touches, 35 yards for the Iowa State quarterback. Slings it out on the hands of Wimberly. Jumps through a couple of Mountaineer defenders, and K.J. Dillon again right there on top of the football.
Well, earlier in the game, this is the area of the field that this offense likes to start to take their shots towards the end zone. Look, I wouldn't be surprised if you look at those matchups that I talked about, those big wide receivers, and see if they try to push the ball down the field.
Second down, 7 at the 34. Misdirection again, big hole right side. And this crowd is starting to rumble their way back into it as the ball was taken off the right side, and the carry by Wimberly.
K.J. Dillon, he's coming off the field right now, and that was another big physical tackle, but a nice offensive play call. West Virginia is bringing the all-out blitz, and all of a sudden the counter to that is do a little misdirection run play, run it back to the right side for a big hole.
Iowa State loads up 3 wide receivers on the near side. Wimberly alongside Richardson. Iowa State moving the football here to start the 3rd quarter. Pads pop. Wimberly picks up a couple. They'll mark him at the 24-yard line. The methodical drive. Mark Mangino has put together a nice game plan throughout this game. Wimberly playing in his final home game, a senior. Snellville, Georgia, 2 years at Iowa Western. Low snap. Richardson in the pocket, throws across the middle. Catch at the 15-yard line. Montgomery hangs on in traffic.
And Montgomery's isolated one-on-one. They bring an all-out blitz once again, and he works inside position, uses his big body to get inside, creates a nice target for his quarterback to throw a perfect ball, and uses his height to advantage.
Well, you saw the average height at 6'3". West Virginia, their corners are about 5'11 and a half, so the advantage obviously tilts to Iowa State. Wimberly pounds it to the 11-yard line.
I'll tell you, the advantage right now is Iowa State's offensive line. They're opening up holes in the run game, but what they're doing a really nice job of is picking up these blitzes, sliding their protection, identifying whether it's a linebacker or a safety coming on the blitz, and finding a way to keep their quarterback clean so he can deliver perfect strikes.
That's the guy right there, the center, Tom Farniok, 46 start. He's a senior out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Richardson, patient, puts it up and throws it away.
And you mentioned Tom Farniok. I mean, he's a senior veteran guy and did an excellent job protecting the quarterback right there. A really nice pocket for Richardson. But kudos to West Virginia and their coverage. He couldn't find anybody open, and he had to throw a ball away right there. But the offensive line's done a nice job. And Farniok's the center. He's the one that's got to call all the protections. A very smart football player.
O-line of Iowa State with the weight advantage up front in the trenches. Neely down the backfield for Iowa State. A line up in the old-fashioned I. 3rd down and 6. Richardson stands in the pocket. He's got room to run. Flag is out. Multiple flags. And now he takes a spill back inside the 20-yard line. That was coverage sack. Riddick, Rose in the backfield, but multiple flags are down.
Personal foul, hands to the face. Offense, number 77. The penalty is declined. It's 4th down.
So they declined the penalty. Oni Amoila, who backs up Jamison Locke at the left guard spot, number 77. And now a field goal to try by Netton. This will be from 34 yards. Netton's 9 of 12 this year. He's missed 3 of his last 4. Middle of the field. Good snap, good hold, kicks it up. And it is good. Iowa State snaps that 20 unanswered point run by West Virginia. And Netton from 34. 27-24 Mountaineers in Ames. Fox Sports 1 college football is presented by K Jewelers. Some tailgaters, they're outside instead of being inside. But when you talk about tailgaters, Ryan Neese, we look around and I'll tell you the colors. This is a great car lot.
It is a great car lot. I thought what was surprising is, you know, our director and our producer, they wanted to get a little piece of the action. They rode in on the fire truck, tried to enjoy the festivities. These are passionate fans around here.
Alford at the 1. Stacked up at the 24-yard line. Time for a Lowe's Never Stop Improving game break. Los Angeles, here we go. Greg Wolf.
Guys, we go back to Columbus. J.T. Barrett had a touchdown just before the half to tie it. This one is going to give Ohio State the lead. He's got 45 total touchdowns on the season, passing Drew Brees' Big Ten record. Number 6, Ohio State leads Michigan 21-14. Craig, Ryan, back to you.
All right, thank you, Greg Wolf. Buckeyes back and forth.
It's a dogfight over there.
Yeah.
We got one right here, too.
27-24, West Virginia. They scored on their final 4 possessions of the first half. And the quick slant, Kevin White. White to the 32-yard line. Biletnikoff finalist. But the possession's impressive. 5 plays, 78 yards, touchdown. 7 plays, 74 yards, touchdown. And then just before half, back-to-back field goals off the foot of Lambert. Second and short, delay. Shell still on his feet, breaks a tackle and another. Nice run to the 48.
We saw the graphic of the way they finished the half, and you could tell that the offense started to dial it up, started to play with a little bit of sense of urgency, and right now they're carrying it over into the second half. This is an offense that started slow, but with their rhythm, starting to get a little bit more confidence, and it starts with the quarterback, Howard. It looks like he's in strong command of this offense and is finding the open guy in the passing game.
Yeah, after they shook off that turnover, that fumble, they've gotten their offense together. Howard read through his progressions and then finally goes to his safety valve. Smallwood makes the catch. Mitchell Myers. brought him down.
And that was a mature play right there, Craig. I mean, we've watched a number of quarterbacks go through the progression and try to force the ball in. This is a backup that understands. He's experienced. He went through his progression, went to his safety valve, checked it down, and you know what? My safety valve can make somebody miss and get some yards for me.
That's Clint Trickett. If he just joined us, concussed last week against Kansas State. He's playing the role of coach today, helping along Skylar Howard. Option Smallwood. Oh, what a collision, 40-yard line. Well, there's been no lack of some popping today.
Well, that's what you want. I mean, anytime that you have a running game that's going to, be established on both sides of the football, these defensive backs and linebackers got to come up and lay the wood to try to shut it down.
Incomplete. Kevin White wide open. Another drop. That's 2 drops today by Kevin White.
And Nigel Tribune, we just talked about hitting. Kevin White dropped the ball, but he came up with a nice physical play as well. And that's what you have to have. You got to play with that spirit, play with that emotion every single snap.
You have to put doubt in the mind of your opponent.
Absolutely.
I'm coming.
And I'm coming every play.
Second down and 10. Clock at 7 minutes to play in the third. There's that read option. Smallwood gets the carry. Stopped right at the 40. Call it the 39-yard line. Third down.
And Corey Morrissey, I try to run away from him. I mean, he's a defensive end. He's one of the best players. He's going to scrape off and make a nice play right there. But you can tell this defense is playing with a lot more emotion.
This crowd back in it. Howard slings it. Incomplete. And it's a 4th down for West Virginia. Jordan Thompson, the intended receiver.
And we haven't seen Howard on his back too often this game. He's been pretty clean, but right there, he took a shot. He's on his back, and he threw into a tight window and couldn't complete that pass.
Nick O'Toole is back to punt. Averages just under 43 yards a kick. You'll want to try to punch it inside the 10. And it's a fair catch at the 16-yard line by Jarvis West. And when we come back, we'll see Mr. Sam B. Richardson. He's quarterback in Iowa State. They'll have the ball down 3 next on Fox Sports 1. Fox Sports 1 college football is presented by Kay Jewelers. Paul Rhodes, born 10 minutes from Jack Trice Stadium, and guess what? This is the same hill he played on. I'm sure he brought a sled or 2. But see that gate down there on the right-hand side? I think that's the one he told us he jumped to get in. No, there was a way to find his way into the stadium during his childhood. Great memories as Iowa State down 3 starts this drive on their own 16-yard line. Going to run the football to Wimberly. Ponkery with the tackle. They will try to run behind Farniak, Burton, Gannon. They've got that size advantage up front for on West Virginia. He's durable. Farniak, 46th start for Paul Rhodes. 2nd and 8. Low snap. Richardson handles it. Stands tall. Fires. Oh, again a punch in the mouth. A flag. It could be targeting Pettaway. I mean, he laid out Jarvis West.
That was a big hit, and Pettaway comes in, and I have some questions about this call. I mean, West is a small receiver. He's going down to the ground. He has 0 surface area to try to hit this player as he's falling to the ground. I thought he did everything that he was taught to try to bring the wood in that situation.
Jarvis West up 5'7", 170 out of St. Petersburg, Florida. Here's the call from Reggie Smith.
Personal foul, targeting, defense, number 36. A 15-yard penalty. Number 36 has disqualified himself, and the previous play is under further review.
All right, so it's going to go to the replay booth, and for the moment, there has been an ejection. Let me go to Los Angeles. Mike Pereira, Eagle Eye Mike, what's your first take on this play?
Well, my first take is it is targeting, even though the runner is going to the ground. That's zero liability on his part. The defender cannot lead with the helmet or shoulder or forearm and make any contact to the head or neck area. And I think it puts the defender at a great disadvantage. It's my least favorite part of the targeting rule here because there's no launch. There's none of that stuff, as Ryan just made reference to a second ago. But by the letter of the law, there's no way they can reverse this. They have to stay because he hits helmet to helmet with the crown of the helmet. So I think he's out of the game.
It's such a bang-bang play. It's extremely challenging for the defensive player to control himself in that situation and not allow his helmet to hit the offensive player's helmet in that situation. And you could see West at the last second clinch down and almost, try to protect himself. And that's why his head drops. And that's where you see the collision.
Yeah, and totally agree with you. And, of course, we look at things in slow motion, and it seems like it's so easy to see that it is targeting. But in real speed, these are one of these bang-bang plays. But they've tried to make a point of this to eliminate leading with the helmet, period. And that's what the defender did do. He did lead with the crown of the helmet. And, I thought Reggie, the referee, Reggie Smith's announcement was interesting because he said personal foul targeting. So that's the only foul, and they will confirm it.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. Number 36 has disqualified himself from the game. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So Petaway is out. And, Mike, before I cut you loose, would you have ejected him on that play from your eye?
Well, I mean, yes, I would have. If I'd have been in the replay booth, I would have done it, too, because that's exactly what the college coordinators tell them to do. If he leads with the crown of the helmet and it's at all contact of the head or neck area, he's gone. Keep the head up. Don't lower the head. That's what they're trying to teach.
Mike Pereira in our Los Angeles studios. Thanks for the insight. And if we need him, he will join us again from L.A.
And Mike made a great point. You could see it in that slow motion. All of a sudden, Petaway tucked his head down and led with his head instead of keeping his face mask up.
Richardson flushed out of the pocket, throws that ball away. He took a seat, and a flag's out at the 34-yard line. And Petaway is being escorted back out to the locker room, so he has to leave the field to play.
He does have to leave the field to play, and what's frustrating for him is this was his first start. He earned his way into the starting lineup. He worked really hard to get here.
There is no foul on the play. It's second down.
The coaches talked about Petaway being one of the most productive defensive players all year long. He worked extremely hard. He practiced hard. He played hard. And they gave him the opportunity to start here because he was a playmaker.
Long walk up that ramp goes Petaway. Edward Muldrow, number 20, replaces Petaway at the wheel, weak side linebacker. Second down and 10. Option on the pitch. Little stumble. Great shoestring tackle. Wimberly could not escape Carlos Joseph.
Well, Carlos Joseph, anytime you're running the option, you have to try to get the defensive in a difficult situation. If they can't play their responsibilities, option plays can be off to the races. Joseph did a nice job being patient. Somebody had the quarterback. I got the pitch man, and he was all over it.
That brings up third down and 10. And the clock rolls up on 5 minutes left in a fast-moving third quarter. Richardson on a slant. Calls incomplete. Now we get a late flag tossed in. On the back judge, Lazard was the intended receiver, and a late flag.
Pass interference, offense, number 18. 15-yard penalty. Correction, the penalty is declined. It's fourth down.
Flag toss on Jawan Wesley, a true freshman. And so they decline. That brings up fourth down. 3 straight plays with flags. And you saw Terrell Chestnut. He was a little wobbly coming off the field, and he's on a seat.
Well, I think Chestnut was the individual that got called for that penalty right there. He's the defensive back. He was draped all over. But all of a sudden, it was actually Wesley.
Downing with the punt. At the 25. Vernon Davis Jr. Boy, we've had multiple flags here in the last couple of minutes. Another one on the far side at the 35-yard line. That was a 37-yard punt, 5-yard return. And we'll flip the mic on again for Reggie Smith.
During the kick, holding, receiving team, number 1. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. West Virginia keeps the ball. First down, timeout.
So West Virginia call for holding, and they'll have the ball when we come back. Been a little chilly up here in Ames, Iowa. Warmed up today, but snowfall all week. We'll be back to Ames on Fox Sports 1.
Well, matchup.
You know what? I got to go Oregon.
Of course you would. Front runner.
No flag. Sammy Richardson thought he was pushed off by Mr. Kevin White.
We talked in the open about how Howard was going to throw the ball to his superstars on the outside. He just hasn't been on the same page with Kevin White every single time.
From the gun. Nice patience, but the hole closes for Shell. He'll work his way past the 17-yard line. That's a big play right here. Chance to flip the field a little bit for Iowa State. They could get the ball around midfield with a West Virginia punt. So 3rd down and 8. Howard had to hurry that throw. Flips it out to Smallwood and well short of the first down. And so West Virginia is forced to punt.
Well, they tried to run a little screen play. They thought they were going to get some pressure, but Iowa State was sitting back in the zone. They ran a little twist up front with their defensive line, but as soon as the running back caught that ball, the defense was all over it. They pursued the ball extremely well and got off the football field. That was a big play for that defense.
Wimberly back to receive the punt from O'Toole. And the ball's going to take a stop around the 37-38-yard line. 3:25 left, third quarter. A punt of just 32. Cyclones down 3. All right, how many slobber knockers did you count on that?
A number of them, and this game definitely means something to these players. They are making hits out there. They are flying around and being physical at the point of contact. I love it. I'm juiced up when I see highlights like that.
And Ron, you would think this is these two teams have a long history, but in reality, no.
No, they don't.
3 games.
No, but they're not playing like that. I mean, that 3 games, they little fire underneath them, but right now they're playing with a lot of emotion. That's what this game's all about. I think both of these teams remember what happened last year.
Triple overtime. Iowa State winning. That's the memory. Iowa State pedals back, puts up the ball. Tip. Oh! Almost a big. Oh! Yes! At the 32-yard line. Lazard. Could it be the one?
What a catch by Lazard. The concentration, the tip drill. Bing, bang, boom. It falls right into his hands. Just like he dialed it up. A talented young wide receiver. Great concentration right there.
29 yards. Houdini is living in Ames. Up the middle. 29-yard line.
I mean, you just look at Lazard. His eyes are on the football the entire time. He's trying to secure it. He's trying to bring it in. It slips out of his hands and gets kicked right back to him, right into his lap.
Beautiful replay. Lazard's first reception of the day. 2nd down and 6. Just over 2 minutes left. Another hard smack. Carl Joseph has been around the ball all day. I still can't get over that catch by Lazard. My goodness.
We've watched a lot of football this year, and we've seen a number of spectacular catches. But right there, that one ranks up with the best of all of them.
Urbandale, Iowa, Urbandale High School a year ago, now playing at Iowa State. Big catch on the big stage. Wimberly and Neely are split alongside Richardson. Steps up and throws. Man coverage. Oh, he turned him around. Ekby, who had that touchdown catch in the first half, was looking inside and got turned around.
Well, Ekby's at the bottom of your screen right here. He's isolated in one-on-one. He's going to run a little corner route, and Richardson thought he was running a go route. If he continues to run up the field, he's behind that defensive back. That's a touchdown. But all of a sudden, he bends it off a little bit, and that's why he wasn't able to find a way to secure that catch.
On the field is Cole Netton. He'll try a 44-yard field goal. A fake. First down, 21-yard line. Iowa State pulls some trickery, and the ball is hiked. That's Nigel, or is that Austin Fisher?
Well, that's Austin Fisher right there, and the coaches spend a lot of time in the lab. It's been a long season. You can do a great scouting report. You can study your opponent. You can find an opportunity to take advantage of them in a fake situation. And Fisher does a nice job. He catches the ball, and he's right up the field. He knew where the yard markers were, and he had to get there, and he got that first down.
Yeah, and he knew, Ryan, great point. He knew where the first down marker was. And this crowd, that 12th man back in it. Bouncing down to the 16-yard line, Wimberly.
And when you're in the underdog, you're playing your last home game. You're going to empty the playbook. You're going to do everything you can to find a way to secure a win, and you can see that. You can see how this team is playing right now.
If you're 0-7 in the Big 12, you're doing a lot of things.
Coach Rhodes needs this win. He wants this win for the program.
Final seconds of the third quarter. Iowa State knocking on the door inside the red zone, 16-yard line, 2nd down and 5. Nothing. Neely stood up. And that's going to end the third quarter. Hard-hitting football game in Ames, Iowa. 15 minutes left between Iowa State and West Virginia. Oh, too close to call. Stay close. It's 27-24. Mountaineers on Fox Sports 1. Fox Sports 1 College Football is brought to you by Kay Jewelers, and as part of a benefit for local charity, there are about 30 statues of the Iowa State Cyclone mascot on display around Ames. Each are decorated by an artist. They were unveiled prior to Iowa State's home opener this season, but I love the fact that the proceeds go to charities around the Ames, Iowa area. As we start the fourth quarter, close one, 3rd down and 5. Iowa State with the football, going for the home run. Oh, it's picked off. Intercepted Terrell Chestnut. And the first mistake by Iowa State, the 7th pick of the season thrown by Richardson.
Terrell Richardson's all over this play. He's sitting in the flat. He's understanding what's going on. He sinks back, and a big interception for West Virginia's defense. They needed that.
So that stops the Cyclones' drive in the red zone, and we've got a timeout. Just started the fourth quarter here in Ames, 27-24, West Virginia. Well, coming up next, big rivalry games in college football. Kansas battles Kansas State. Then the nightcap, Washington takes on Washington State. It all continues next here on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go.
Well, Craig, on that last play, Terrell Chestnut is all over this play. That's him right there at 16. His responsibility is the flat route area right there in front of him, but he's all over the eyes of the quarterback, and Sam Richardson makes his first mistake. He stares down his throw, and Terrell Chestnut's all over it, sinks back in the zone, and comes up with a huge interception for his defense.
And his first interception this season for Chestnut, and it stops Iowa State cold in the red zone. Little pitch. Thompson breaks the tackle, stops and goes the other way. Now it goes down on the ground at the 39-yard line. Jordan Thompson, great breakaway speed out of Katy, Texas. 5'7". He's that scat back type of receiver at 165 and can run the ball extremely well. 1st and 10. Up the middle goes Shell. Well, they're ripping off some yards now. Iowa State, if they want a chance, they're disappointed, yes. They're down 3. Miss an opportunity to put the ball in the end zone or kick a field goal. They got to play some defense right now.
Well, they do have to try to.
Timeout for an injured player.
They got to try to settle down. Obviously, there might be an injured player right there. But West Virginia, when their offense gets going, they have a big explosive play. They waste no time. They get to the line of scrimmage. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the mismatch, and they will take advantage of you, and that's what they do. And they've done that on a number of drives this game.
Injured player is Darren Cotton. Trainers quickly out to help him off the field. A junior out of Mount Pleasant, Iowa. It's been a very physical football game. On that last carry, Shell just went over 100 yards. 12 touches, 102 yards. His third 100-yard rushing game of the season. 2nd down 3. Play action. Pocket collapses. Howard kept the play alive, but he tosses it to the West Virginia sideline, incomplete. He wanted Mario Alford.
Always a challenge for a right-handed quarterback. You escape out of the pocket. You're running to your left to try to throw back across your body and throw an accurate throw. That's extremely hard. You have to get your hips around. You have to square up your shoulders and find a way to drive your arm forward and throw a strike right there.
4 wide receiver set. Big 3rd down and 3. From the gun, Howard dances in the pocket, throws. That ball is caught on the hands of Alford. Boy, tough grab. He's out of bounds at the 39-yard line. On a string, Brian Neese. That ball was on a string.
Well, you know it was on a string because Nigel Tribune's all over, and you could see his body language after the play. He's shaking his head. He can't believe they caught that ball.
Big 3rd down conversion to pick up a 14. Shell tries to hit the edge, and he'll pick up 4, maybe 5 yards. To the 37. Kane Seeley and company with the tackle for Iowa State.
Both of these teams are playing for something. Iowa State, it's the last home game of the year. They're playing with pride. They're playing with emotion, playing for their seniors. And then West Virginia, they're trying to get their next win to finally find a way to get into a better bowl game.
6 and 5. They're bowl eligible, but losers of 3 in a row. That play is stacked up. They'll bring up 3rd down and long. That's a great point. 6 and 5. Yes, you're bowl eligible, but you know there's talk of Liberty Bowl. Arkansas, maybe Tennessee would be West Virginia's opponent.
But you want to put on a good performance to finish the year strong, so all these bowl committees will come out here and say, hey, that's the team we want to play.
3rd down and 5. Cyclone show blitz. They back off. Howard in the pocket, throws, knocked down. Big play. Nigel Tribune just got a hand on that football.
Well, Nigel Tribune, he's been tested a number of times today. He's the best corner on the field, and right there, he got away with one. He went for the gamble and broke up the pass. If that's a catch, Alford was off to the races.
Dana Holgerson, the gambler, going on 4th down. Up top, man coverage. Incomplete. That ball popped out of the hands of Kevin White. And that was tough coverage. Kenneth Lynn, stride for stride with Kevin White. So Iowa State gets the stop on 4th down. There's the battle. Just tipped it away. 3-point game in Ames. Well, just as we went to break, that's that 4th down play. I don't know why they went for it on 4th and 4 to the end zone, but the play was broken up. You see Dana Holgerson's response and the joy from Paul Rhodes on the other side.
Well, you go for it because you got the best wide receiver in the country going against a backup corner in Kenneth Lynn, but Kenneth Lynn did an excellent job in coverage, broke up the pass, and a huge play. That's why his coaches and his teammates were giving him love.
1st and 10, Iowa State. Neely. Maybe a yard, maybe. 2nd down. Well, that's a great answer. You know, if White is your 2nd best receiver in the country, then you go up top. And they did. They gave it a try, but good defense to knock that ball away. Iowa State with the ball down by 3. Nearly 3 minutes into the 4th quarter, they load up 3 wide receivers at the top. Richardson runs down the pressure, and then he's knocked down high by Wachuku, number 97. Richardson has shown us at times, Ryan, he has escapability.
He showed it right there. Just a little athleticism. He was tackled for a loss in the backfield. He did a little dance move, stepped to the side, made the defender miss. It was a nice play. Very athletic quarterback.
3rd down and 4. West Virginia puts 3 down on the line. They drop 8 in coverage, and the pressure did come. Quan West was out there, number 81. They've been playing a couple of tight ends in this game, Bozen and West, but Richardson felt the pressure and went down.
Well, it's a 3-step drop. It's a quick throw. The ball's got to come out of your hand right away. You're not going to get a lot of depth in the pocket right there. He couldn't find anybody open. He tried to hang on to the football. But in that situation, when you hang on to it and you don't get a lot of depth in the pocket, that's an easy sack for defensive linemen.
Colin Downing, true freshman. Low liner. Fair catch taken at the 25-yard line by Vernon Davis Jr. A 35-yard kick. Fox Sports Supports is proud to team up with Boys and Girls Clubs of America. Boys and Girls Clubs help young people to reach their full potential as productive, caring, and responsible citizens through programs that promote character and leadership, education, healthy lifestyles, and so much more. For more information, visit foxsportsupports.com.
At this point in the game, 11 minutes and some change on the clock. West Virginia needs to get the rhythm back offensively. They need to establish that run game and get that going as well.
Howard pulls it back down, breaks 1 tackle, hit from behind at the 30-yard line. He'll pick up 5. Brian Mills made the tackle.
And this is where this offense thrives. You get a 2nd and short like that nice little quarterback run on 1st down, sets up 2nd and short. Now you can open up the playbook and do a number of things.
Howard has directed this team to a 27-24 lead in place of Clint Trickett. Suffered a concussion last week against Kansas State. That time he kind of rushed that throw. Smallwood, the intended receiver, threw it to the ground. Now 3rd and 5, and again this crowd comes alive.
Well, the crowd's coming alive, and the players are coming to alive on Iowa State. That was a nice stop right there. They had 8 in the box. It looked like they were going to shut down the run and bring pressure, but they dropped in a zone, which confused Howard, and that's why he tried to check the ball down and throw it to his back. This is a big 3rd down for both teams right here.
Howard from the shotgun. Hot slant on the hip. Oh, what a catch. Here goes Alford. He's off to the races and wrapped up and dropped at the 31-yard line. Tribune saved the touchdown. Saved it.
Well, Mario Alford is going to run a slant right here, and they think that he's going to run a go route. He's got so much speed. They play off him, and anytime you play off a guy with that much speed and that much explosion, it's going to be extremely challenging to stop him. And Nigel Tribune tries to come in and secure the tackle, and he ends up getting hurt on the play.
He's down. I think he maybe got kicked right in the chin. That was an incredible catch off the hip by Alford, and then he raced 40 yards. Nigel Tribune, he's been around the football all day. He's been down a couple of times as well.
He's been nicked up a couple times today as well. I mean, they've challenged him a number of different ways. And right there, the offense, we talked about, they were throwing the ball up top. We were waiting for them to run the slant. They ran it right there to perfection. And anytime you can get Mario Alford in the open field like that, watch out.
That gives West Virginia a 1st and 10 as the clock runs up on 10 minutes to left, and they're protecting a 3-point lead. On a cutback, Shell to the 15-yard line.
Just a smart play by that running back to be able to have the intelligence and the wherewithal to put his foot in the ground, cut it back against the grain, and understand he's going to get blocking down the field by his wide receiver.
You see him pointing? Yeah, pick him up. He was out of bounds actually at the 17-yard line. He'll get the carry again and puts his hat to the 15-yard line. Mitchell Myers with the tackle, number 90 for the Cyclones.
Shell was one of those guys coming out of high school. He was a 5-star recruit, recruited by a number of schools around the country, and West Virginia was glad that they got him in. He's one of those players that continues to get better as the game goes along.
How about 122 yards, season high for Shell. Howard out of the pocket. Once the touchdown, goes to the end zone. Bing, bang, boom. Dakeal Shorts.
Dakeal Shorts ran a little corner route. It wasn't a great route, but he just slid under the defensive players, and they lost track of him. And then when you lose track of a player like this in the slot, number 6, you're going to see him work to the outside of the screen, and he's wide open. That's an easy throw for the quarterback right there, and Howard saw the mismatch and took full advantage of it.
Impressive drive by West Virginia. Howard with the 15-yard touchdown toss. And now Lambert will try the point after attempt. And he boots it through, and it's a 10-point lead. Mountaineers put the ball in the end zone. Dakeal Shorts with the catch, and the Mountaineers up 10 in Ames, Iowa. A 75-yard drive, Ryan Neese. Shorts got the 15-yard touchdown, but hey, it was Alford. 40-yard reception, and don't forget that catch was made on 3rd and 5.
It was made on 3rd and 5, and that's what they needed. They needed him to find a way to get open. They needed their playmakers to step up, and Howard's done a nice job distributing the ball all over the place today.
No return on a knee goes Iowa State. Aaron Wimberly. That gives us a chance for a game break. To L.A. we go, and here's Greg Wolf.
Guys, in Columbus, number 6 Ohio State's playoff hopes take a hit. Heisman candidate J.T. Barrett, he's accounted for 3 total touchdowns today. Suffers a lower right leg injury. He was carted off in an air cast. Ohio State leads Michigan 28-21, 4th quarter. Craig, Ryan, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Hate to see that. How do you think that affects the playoff positioning?
One, you just hate to see that for a young man that was playing at such a high level, but all of a sudden, that could definitely affect the playoff situation for Ohio State.
Iowa State down by 10. That ball knocked down, deflected. Wachuku. I love that name. Great football name, huh?
Wachuku.
Noble Wachuku. He's had a great year. 6.5 tackles for losses, 28 stops overall.
And coaches said he got off to a slow start, but he said we want more, and he answered that call, and he continues to ring that bell each and every week.
Quick throw, near side, caught and dropped. Ekby, incomplete at the 31-yard line. That brings up quickly 3rd down and 10.
And all of a sudden, you know, right now, 9 minutes left in the clock. You're trying to get back in this game. You got 2 incomplete passes. You put yourself in 3rd and long. A lot of pressure on Sam Richardson to deliver a strike right here and deliver a completed pass to get this 1st down.
Iowa State 6 of 15, converting 3rd downs in this game. Need a big one here. Blitz. Flip it out to the flat. Wimberly drives forward to the 32-yard line, but 3 yards shy of moving the chains.
Carl Joseph again comes
Everywhere.
up with a huge hit. Very physical player, and he's demonstrated that a number of times. I've been extremely impressed with Joseph and Dylan. Both of those players are playing at a high level today.
Downing forced to punt again. And back to receive is Vernon Davis Jr. at the 30-yard line. Short punt. Hang time at the 35-yard line. Let's go downstairs. Field report. Here's Julie Stewart-Binks. Julie?
Thanks so much, Craig. Now, another team for West Virginia, the Mountaineers Riflery team, is not only a bright spot for West Virginia, but the entire country. They're the most accomplished collegiate team with 16 national championships. Only team in West Virginia with an NCAA title. They've won 2 out of the last 3 years, and they have athletes trying to get to the 2016 Olympics.
Let's hope they do. Thank you, Julie. 34-24. West Virginia with the lead and the football. They're trying to punish Iowa State now.
I'll tell you, Skylar Howard looks like he's been hanging out with the rifle team because he's been on target all day long. I mean, he's playing at an extremely high level for a backup quarterback to come in and play the way he's playing today. I've been very impressed, and the coaches talked about it. Hey, this guy's practiced with the first team, has great confidence in himself and his abilities.
Howard hands the ball off. Not much. Shell has been a workhorse today. You know, I've watched his running style run. He just kind of bounces around. You know, no one takes him down, but he's bouncing off his guards and tackles, just trying to find that seam, and that time he goes down. Up the middle goes Shell. This time he finds a gap. Brian Mills brought him down, and a first down.
2 things typically happen in football games. Offenses, they want to start the game. They want to establish a run. They want to be physical. They want to soften a defense. Well, guess what? Late in the game, offenses, they want to finish the game with the run. They want to be physical. West Virginia did that early on in this game. They got the run game going. Now they're trying to close it out with the run game as well.
At midfield with a 10-point lead. Howard steps back to throw. Over the top, and he finds his receiver, Cody Clay. The H-back picks up 20 on the reception. We don't call Clay's his name much, but that's his 7th reception. He's at H-back tight end, another hybrid player on the offensive side.
6'4", 260 pounds. He can play tight end, he can play fullback, and he can sneak out of the backfield. And we should call his name more if he gets that open.
Run off the left side by Smallwood. And Brian Mills again on the tackle at the 26-yard line. Clock runs up on 6 minutes to play.
And this is where it's mentally challenging as a defensive player. You're down right now. You've had a tough season all year long. To stay in the game, stay dialed in, stay intense. That's hard for Iowa State. They have to do that if they got to shut down this drive.
Cyclones show a blitzer, rolling out Howard, and he throws it away. He's made some interesting decisions today. Just a sophomore, but again, he's handled the pressure, I think, in this start very well overall. And I think in the back of the minds of Iowa State, Ryan, they know West Virginia has trouble with turnovers.
They do know they have trouble with turnovers, and they're hoping that they can find a way to get one right now, because if they can create a turnover, that'll give them enough time to get back in this game.
They're down in 7. Howard pressured, spins out of trouble, flag is down, throws, incomplete, out of bounds at the 16-yard line, Mario Alford, but we got a flag back at the 31.
And that's going to be holding on the offensive line right there. A lot of pressure on Howard right there.
Holding offense, number 79. The penalty is declined. It's 4th down.
And Corey Morrissey, number 58, the defensive end for Iowa State. We called his name a number of times today. The captain for this team, the senior, he's been playing at a high level all game long. He almost had a sack right there.
Back on the field is Lambert. This will be a 43-yard try. Off the near hash. Good snap, kicks away, chip shot. This time he got his foot into it from 43, and the lead now jumps to 13. Hard hitting, emotional. West Virginia pulling away up by 13 on Fox Sports 1. Fox Sports 1 college football is presented by K Jewelers. 37-24, West Virginia. They have rallied back. Fell behind 21-7. On their way, Ryan Neese, for their 7th win. They will stop a late season slide. Unless a miracle awaits in Ames. Wimberly at the goal line. Wimberly 20. Flag is out. Then Wimberly crashes his way down to the 27. Got a yellow flag at the 20. And here's Reggie Smith.
During the return, holding receiving team number 29. 10-yard penalty, first down.
I think we've seen more flags on special teams than any game this year, and those are costly. I mean, those will kill a drive. They set you back. Now all of a sudden you got to go 90 yards. The pressure's on Sam Richardson. You talked about a miracle, Craig. The young man at the quarterback position, he's got to step up right here. And West Virginia, they're going to play in a zone, so he's going to have to try to pick them apart.
Richardson from the gun, feels pressure from the edge, stands tall, has to dump that down to his fourth receiver, Lazard. My goodness, you know, he threw that ball and Muldrow had him already wrapped up.
I mean, he was tackling him almost before he caught the ball. But I'll tell you, one of the guys that I would expect to get the ball is Jarvis West. He's a zone beater. He's fast. He's very elusive, and we want to get him in the open field.
West Virginia rushes 3. That ball incomplete. Kwiatkowski knocked it down.
Well, they were trying to throw to Jarvis West right there, but he had a lazy release. It looked like he wasn't sure exactly where he was going to go with that route, and Kwiatkowski's all over it. He's reading the eyes of the quarterback. He sinks under that and almost comes up with a pick.
3rd down and 9. Pressure from behind. Ball looks like it's out. Jumped on by Iowa State. This quarter, Richardson just 3 of 8. 9 yards and an interception.
And Brandon Golson comes around the edge, and he's built like a linebacker. He's 6'2", 228 pounds, but he plays defensive end because he's fast, he's elusive, he's slippery around the edge, and came up with a little sack fumble right there.
Luckily, Campos jumped on it. Now on 4th and 13. Over the middle. Move the chains. Big catch on a 4th down and long, and it's Ekby with the reception. And still some life left for Iowa State. Quick pitch, middle of the field. Jarvis West. Another first down. Back-to-back first downs at the 35. Wes Tonkery with the tackle. Now, granted, West Virginia's playing a little soft. They've only got 2 down. 2 guys with the fingers down, the hand down. They got a rusher on the edge. And they're definitely dropping 8. Safety valve underneath. Now the whistles are going to call that incomplete.
And that's exactly how this defense is designed. That's why they call it a prevent defense. They're going to force you to check the ball down, then you're going to rally and tackle the ball carrier. They do not want anything to get behind them or have an explosive play or score quickly in these types of situations.
Tony Gibson, defensive coordinator for West Virginia, calling the plays. 2nd down and 10. 3:41 to play. Richardson out of the pocket, has room to run. Now a shovel pass. Dondre Daly with a 1st down.
It almost looked like he was past the line of scrimmage to be able to shovel that forward right there. But a nice heads-up play by Richardson. Let's get it to the receiver. I can't run for this 1st down. Made a nice little play.
Under 3.5 to play. That's a short arm, one hopper at the 30, incomplete. Wesley, number 18, the intended receiver.
We showed Tony Gibson, the defensive coordinator for West Virginia, a second ago, and have a lot of respect for him. He loves his football team. He's passionate about them. He believes his players play extremely hard. And what I loved, and I had a chance to talk to him, he had 27 players over to his house for Thanksgiving, cares about his team, both on and off the football field.
2nd down and 10. We'll hit him on the pads. Jarvis West again was looking upfield, bounced it off his shoulder pads, incomplete. Now, speaking of Thanksgiving dinner, Paul Rhodes had all 17 seniors over to his house on Tuesday night. His wife cooked up all the dishes, and nobody wanted to leave. I think he had to kick them out.
When you get a free home-cooked meal, I wouldn't want to leave either if I was a football player.
Ball's dropped. Richardson picks it up. Now on a busted play, tries to get some yardage. Rose and Golson knock him down at the 48-yard line. 6th year in Ames for Paul Rhodes. He was an assistant coach here back in 95 through 99. Made a stop at Pitt and Auburn as defensive coordinator. He's got one wish. He wants Iowa State to climb back. 4th and 7 on a keeper. Oh, yes. Richardson extends the drive on a QB run to the 48-yard line.
Craig, you make a great point. Rhodes does want his team to bounce back, and the future's bright. And when you got a quarterback that's athletic like Richardson, that can throw the ball and run for 1st downs like that, they have a bright future. A lot of young players, underclassmen that are playing on both sides of the football.
He'll be back next year for a senior campaign. He'll sling it, and it's intercepted. Carl Joseph, give him a game ball.
Definitely as a defensive player, he's been the defensive MVP. We've called his name a number of times because he's been physical, a big-time hitter, but he comes up with a key interception right here to secure the victory. And Sam Richardson, he's just trying to go for it. He's trying to make something happen, and he forces the ball into quadruple coverage right there, and Joseph's all over it. I'm going to capitalize that. I'm going to make a nice little play and finish the season strong.
Yeah, sure did. Joseph with his first interception of the season. And caps off, as you mentioned, a fine day. 2:17 to play. And let's go down on the field. Here is Julie Stewart-Binks.
Thanks so much, guys. We talked with Cyclones head coach Paul Rhodes earlier this week, who said he was very disappointed that E.J. Bibbs was not nominated as a finalist for the John Mackey Award. I spoke with the source on the selection committee who said that Rhodes actually emailed a voter's note in case for Bibbs to get this award. The only other time a coach has ever done this was about 4 years ago, and that coach was Brett Bielema.
I think a lot of people may be surprised that E.J. Bibbs didn't make it to the final selection process. 45 receptions, 8 touchdowns. Last week, 5 catches and a touchdown. But again, the knee and probably the size. And Ryan, I think the other part of the issue maybe is the record for Iowa State.
Well, everyone to the left of that line are the finalists. And you look at E.J. Bibbs' numbers. I mean, he arguably has very respectable numbers, and he could have been a finalist as well. And that's why Rhodes tried to plead his case for the young man. But unfortunately, due to their record and due to some other circumstances, he wasn't a finalist. But a fantastic tight end the best tight end in the Big 12 for sure.
Iowa State burned a timeout. They've got 2 left. On the option, the keeper, Howard. That ball's out. Iowa State jumps on it. Pearson, Dale Pearson, number 45, recovers the fumble. And I did mention turnover problems with West Virginia, and it bites here late.
I think you jinxed him. I think you jinxed him because that's exactly what happened. The quarterback, he's just scrambling, and everybody knows, everybody in the building, everybody on West Virginia's sideline knows, hey, when you're running with the football right now to try to close out the game, the most important thing is to protect the football. Forget about fighting for extra yards. Just secure the football.
The ruling on the field of a fumble is under further review.
This one's going to be upstairs now to the replay official, Don Capperell.
They're going to try to see if his knee comes down before that ball slips out. Knees down. Can't see it from that angle.
If this play would stand, it would be 18 lost fumbles. They've lost 4 inside the red zone.
Well, that's going to be a tough one to call. Looked like there was a little bit of movement in that football, but before his knee touches the ground.
Try to spot that yourselves at home in the mass of humanity. Where is that football coming out? Knee down.
Yeah, that angle, it's hard to see because the ball's tucked in its midsection, and so his body's protecting it. And Howard right now is hoping this call gets overturned, but it looked like the ball was starting to move out before his knee went down.
Don't forget the call on the field was a fumble. Let's go to Los Angeles and see what Mike Pereira sees from his vantage point. Mike?
You know, guys, you look at it, and if you're the replay official, you're going to try to establish 2 things.
On the field stands. First down.
And that's really, guys, what he had to do, because there was no shot that showed the same time with the knee on the ground and the ball coming out. So without being able to piece anything together, they did the right thing was certainly not beyond doubt that the call was wrong, so they had to stay with what was called.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it from Los Angeles. Mike Pereira. You got to have evidence that can overturn, and I agree. There was nothing there that would tell me different. Richardson on a slingshot, middle of the field, and it's incomplete at the 15-yard line. Lazard, the intended receiver. Just over 2 minutes left.
You can see Richardson. He's frustrated. He's trying to finish strong. He's trying to put points on the board. He's saying, hey, help me out here. Make some catches for me, guys.
Second down and 10. Again, steps up and throws. That ball knocked away. Ekpe, the intended receiver, and on his back was Muldrow, number 20. We had to come in for Petaway. By the way, don't forget, Mike told us something as well that we didn't express, is the fact that with Petaway being thrown out of this ball game, he will have to miss the first half of the bowl game.
He was thrown out in the second half, which means you miss the first half of the next game, which in this case for West Virginia is their bowl game.
Ball tipped in traffic. Kwiatkowski got a hand up. And the first down, we got a player down. Made that catch. I think he got hit in the ribs. That was Jarvis West.
Well, Kwiatkowski's all over it once again, reading the eyes of the quarterback. And sometimes they say you play linebacker because you can't make catches like that. But he's a smart football player, and I know he's going to be disappointed because he didn't come up with that interception, and it slips right into the hands of Jarvis West.
Well, great concentration to pull that ball down. I didn't see him get hit, but he's down and now back up. His last home game here in Ames. Jarvis West, St. Petersburg, Florida. 1st and 10. Richardson flies into the end zone, and it's incomplete. Ekpe was near the football. That stops the clock with 1:42 left.
You know, Craig, in this situation, in the red zone right here, Now throw the ball up. Let's see if your big wide receivers, Lazard, Montgomery, see if they can go up and make a catch for you.
No question they missed that man today. E.J. Bibbs, the tight end. Ball ricochets off 1-2 Mountaineers. Guess who? Carl Joseph. I don't know if I've seen a more active secondary or a strong safety today, and that's Carl Joseph.
Well, you can see as soon as the snap happens, Sam Richardson is looking to his left. He's staring down his wide receivers. Even late in the game, you can't let your eyes do that as a quarterback because the safeties are all over it. They're licking their chops right now.
They're down at 10. Richardson runs out of the pocket, and the ball is knocked down, batted down by Kwiatkowski. Kwiatkowski, just a junior.
Kwiatkowski's got more pass breakups, I think, in this game than he's had in the entire season. He's batted a number of balls down today. He's very active.
It'll be 4th and 10. Three of 3 on 4th down conversions. Let's see what the call. West Virginia says no, incomplete. The official jumps on the scene and says, yeah, complete pass at the 2-yard line. And Jarvis West, who was shaken up, comes back and makes that catch. And now the officials jump in. They're going to stop play.
The ruling of a completed catch is under further review.
So upstairs we go. Once again. Little bobble. And I tell you, Ryan, from that position, looks like the ball still was not in his possession as it hit his chest and came out.
I agree. It was moving around. It hit his chest. He never secured it initially. And as the ball's moving around like that and it hits the ground, I wouldn't be surprised if they overturn this and say that's not a completed pass.
That ball you can see, yeah, right there.
Right there.
Was coming out, and it hits the ground as he secures it there. Let's see what Mike Pereira thinks in Los Angeles. Mike, you got 2020s. What do you think?
He's got that eagle eye.
Hey, I mean, and you guys, I think, are 2010, the way you see him sometimes. But I agree with you. The fact that the ball touched the ground, and it is apparent to me that it did, and that he did not have control of the ball when it touched the ground, really makes me believe that this is an incomplete pass. And I do think that they have enough to reverse this.
All right, Mike, thanks so much. And we're going to get the official call here. We've been told that, Mike, they will reverse this call as an incompletion.
And one of my favorite moments is when Mike gets to share his wisdom. So he's spot on.
The ball hit the ground. It's an incomplete pass. It'll be returned to the 17-yard line. West Virginia's ball, 1st and 10.
So Iowa State will turn it over on downs. And how about our Academy Sports and Outdoors Right Stuff player of the game? Give it to Skyler Howard, who jumped in to take over, Ryan, for the injured Clint Trickett.
He had 285 yards, 3 touchdowns today. Came in with his first start, looked confident, played extremely well, distributed the ball all over the place, found his playmakers in Mario Alford and Kevin White, and what a terrific day for that young man.
You know, I think the future is bright for West Virginia. You have to work on securing the football. And if you do, you win close ball games. You don't let games slip away like last week against Kansas State or TCU.
Well, this is a dangerous football team. I wouldn't want to play him if I was in a bowl game and I had to match up against this West Virginia defense and their offense that can light you up.
They have a load of talent. That backfield is loaded, led by Shell, who's wrapped up at the 20-yard line. We did not see the complete complement of backs today in Smallwood, Bowie, Dreama Smith, and Dustin Garrison. It was much of the load went to Shell.
Typically, we've covered West Virginia in the past and talked about it early in the game. Usually we see 4 or 5 running backs, and they, maybe giving the guys a little bit of rest before the bowl game.
Iowa State still with a game to play next week against TCU. But this is the regular season finale for West Virginia, and chopped down is Shell at the 20-yard line. Final play, final minutes or seconds, I should say, ticking off here.
30 seconds.
So we get a Iowa State timeout. Opportunity to just coach, situational coaching for Paul Rhodes.
Can never stop coaching.
No.
You got another game left on your schedule against TCU. Hey, this is an opportunity right now. What do you do? Third down, defensively make some corrections.
Will the clock operator please reset the clock to 40 seconds?
So from 39 to 40 seconds.
Thank you.
Hard-fought game, Iowa State early. They had West Virginia on their heels, up by 21-7. Mountaineers regrouped. They scored on 4 straight possessions, Ron, and kind of took, well, they did, not kind of, they took this crowd out.
Oh, they did. And
Third and final timeout.
early on in this game, we were nervous.
30 seconds.
West Virginia, they got off to a slow start. Iowa State looked extremely explosive offensively. They were making plays defensively. And all of a sudden, West Virginia wore them out. They continued to stick to their program, continued to stick through their process, and they were overcome that adversity early on. And testament to this team and their character of the football team.
4th down and 1, and Holgerson will choose to punt. On the field is Nick O'Toole. Takes a bounce and will go out of bounds near the 20. Call it the 17-yard line. Today's game is being produced by Jeff Gowan, directed by Mitch Riggin. The associate director is Gilbert Zepeda. The broadcast associate is Kevin Word, KW, and production assistant Michael Carnow. Technical producer is Matt Benedict, and the technical director is Joe Blauser. Our statistician, there he is, the man himself, Tom Barbary. And our spotter, thanks to JB, John Butera, all season long.
The dream team,
Yeah,
a terrific team, fantastic year, and we appreciate everybody's hard work.
I'll tell you, football goes fast. Hard to believe next week we roll into December. Bowl games around the corner. Wimberly with the catch down inside the 25-yard line. So West Virginia is going to right the ship. They will pick up the win after losing 3 in a row and finish the regular season at 7-5. And Paul Rhodes still has work to do. They're going to go winless in Big 12 play and finish with 1 to play, actually, at 2-9. Next week, oh boy, TCU.
TCU, watch out. That's an offense that will light up anybody in the country. That'll be a tough matchup for Iowa State.
So Paul Rhodes, Dana Holgerson. Rhodes' season has 1 more to go against TCU, and now West Virginia will wait for a bowl berth. Most believe it could be the Liberty against either Arkansas or Tennessee.
And they put on a strong performance here today. Yes, they were down early against a team that they were favored against, but they fought hard, fought back. And you know what? I was really impressed with Howard, and offensively, just put on a complete dominant performance.
Let's go downstairs. Here's Julie Stewart-Binks.
Skyler, Iowa State got out to an early lead here, but what did you say to your offense to make up the deficit and to hold on for the win?
We've talked about it all season and all offseason. You got to finish. Our 3 goals were win, trust, finish, and we did that today. We came out and we finished as a team. We came back.
First game as a starter, last game of the regular season. What did you learn here today to help you for your future?
Well, nothing really changes. You prepare the same, and it's all football. You just go out and have fun.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Julie. So for Ryan Neese and Julie Stewart-Binks, this is Craig Bullerjack. We say so long from Ames, Iowa. Once again, the final score, West Virginia 37, Iowa State 24. We will get you to Rob Stone in L.A. for more college football after this timeout.